Alert. Alert. This is an emergency live stream. Please stand by for a Smitty announcement. Alert. Alert. This is an emergency live stream. Please stand by for a Smitty announcement. Alert. Alert. This is an emergency live stream. Please stand by for a Smitty announcement. Alert. Alert. This is an emergency live stream. Please stand by for a Smitty announcement. Alert. Alert. This is an emergency live stream. Please stand by for a Smitty announcement. Alert. Alert. This is an emergency live stream. Please stand by for a Smitty announcement.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios, it's the Fantasy Football Show. Live!
From the FantasyFootballShow.com news desk, here is your breaking news.
We've got breaking news on Brian Robinson, rookie running back for the Washington Commanders, shot multiple times in an attempted robbery and carjacking. The good news is, just to kick it off with the good news, the injuries don't appear to be life-threatening because this man's an absolute monster. At the risk of making this seem like a callous type move on my part, this is a standing ovation for a man that is an absolute monster. We wish him well. And this dude was shot multiple times, and it's not even life-threatening. This guy's an absolute monster. Okay, I know. I didn't want that to seem insensitive because this is us saying that we love you, bro. We love you. Get back healthy. Get back fast. And God, this is crazy. What's this world coming to? But Brian Robinson shot multiple times in an attempted carjacking. Let me toss the actual tweet up that talks about this and drop this on screen. But it says right here, Brian Robinson was shot multiple times in an apparent carjacking attempt. Injuries are considered non-life-threatening. Dude was shot multiple times. This guy is an absolute monster. Just an absolute monster. Brian Robinson, we're sending you to the moon. Well wishes.
To the moon.
And this guy hopefully gets better quick and gets back on the field. Look, we're a fantasy show, so we have to talk about fantasy implications. But first and foremost, prayers up to him. Not life-threatening. Absolute monster, Brian Robinson. One of our favorite ads of the earlier offseason because he was kind of climbing up above Gibson. Took Gibson's job in the court of public opinion, but we aren't too sure if Gibson, return duties and such and being demoted in practice in preseason for fumbling, if that was going to stick. Okay, but now we're looking at a potential situation from a fantasy perspective, which that's my show. Okay, I know people are going to say, Smitty, why are you talking about fantasy, right? This is a fantasy show. Okay, and we're telling Brian Robinson, get well. We wish him well, and he is in our thoughts and prayers. But we do have to address the fantasy implications, and this means Gibson's probably starting week 1. Gibson's probably getting the job out the gate, which wasn't apparently the situation necessarily walking into week 1 prior to this situation. Brian Robinson, at some point, I still think comes in and grabs this job. I think Brian Robinson still at some point comes in and is an absolute monster. And honestly, you want my opinion, this guy gets more toughness credit in my book coming out of this situation. I'm sorry, but you get shot multiple times and you're not even having life-threatening injuries. You are an absolute monster. Like this guy, Brian Robinson, tough as can be. Tough as can be. And I wouldn't be shocked if he did take the job eventually from Gibby, who has a tendency to put the football on the ground. He has a tendency to get banged up. He doesn't have a college resume at all. Caught like 30 passes in college. Carried the ball 30 times or so in college. Talking about a guy that carried and caught the football right around 60 total times at the college level. So we're really looking at an eventual unseating by this guy, Brian Robinson, assuming that these injuries don't have any lingering or long-lasting effects. But horrible news, but a mix of good news because the dude doesn't even have life-threatening injuries after being shot multiple times. He got lucky, I'm sure, in some cases, but tough dude. Prayers up. Get better quick, Brian Robinson. You are in our thoughts and prayers, and you remain on our fantasy roster, young man. No way I'm dropping this monster, Brian Robinson. Absolute beast. Now, where do you rank Gibby? Where do you rank Gibby? Instagram, if you want to view on YouTube, you can pop on over, or you can continue to watch from over in the corner here, peeping like a little bit awkward over here in the corner. A little bit weird, Instagram. But you can keep watching or jump on over to YouTube. We got 315 people in the room on YouTube. Only 50 thumbs up, but 320 people, but only 50 thumbs up. We can pump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers right there. Does Gibson have solid ALIB? I don't know what that, honest Abe, you got to rephrase that. So hit me with some questions. Let's open up the phone lines. Let's talk about this and let me know what you think. Let's open up the phone lines right now and get into this.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Call into the show. Dial 602 NFL. Dong.
To NFL DONG. Do it live. We'll be talking, I'm sure, a lot of Gibson and a lot of Brian Robinson. Sad news, but not life-threatening. Shot multiple times, and he's going to be okay already. That is great news. Prayers up. But let's talk about Gibson. That's what we're here to talk about. We're a fantasy show. Career ending? I don't think so. The way that it's being talked about, but you never know. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Who am I talking to, and where are you calling from?
What's up, Smitty? My name's Andrew, and I'm from the Bay Area. Basically, I have Brian Robinson on my team, so I'm kind of shifting out. I'm trying to trade for Travis Etienne, and earlier someone offered me Drake London and Etienne for Hollywood Brown and Chase Edmonds. What do you think about that?
Chase Edmonds and who?
Chase Edmonds and Hollywood Brown.
For Brian Robinson?
For ETN and
No.
ETN and Drake London.
No, I'm not trading ETN. I mean, you weren't.
I'm saying for ETN.
You what? Sorry.
I don't have ETN. The person offered me ETN.
Okay, I take ETN for Chase Edmonds and Hollywood. I take ETN in a heartbeat.
Gotcha.
Yeah, ETN in a heartbeat. I don't believe in Chase Edmonds, bro. I don't believe in Chase Edmonds at all. Like, I'll draft him at the right value, but give me ETN all day long. Sorry, I was distracted trying to man 100 different things here. I apologize for the lack of concentration on my part on that question. But Brian Robinson, don't freak out too much on Brian Robinson yet. Like, and again, I want everybody to know, prayers up to him. Like, I'll remind everybody of that every 4 or 5 minutes, just so people don't think we're callous in here talking about fantasy football. I'm a fantasy football show. Okay, we're going to talk about the fantasy ramifications, whether anybody likes it or not. That is the nature of what we do. But we are going to continue to say prayers up, prayers up, prayers up. Of course, prayers up. Now, we don't know if there's any kind of career-ending potential with this shooting. The fact that they came out so quick saying it's not life-threatening, that gives me hope. But we don't know what kind of damage he's going to... Like, what if he's shot in the lung? What if and he's stable, but what if he was shot in a part of his body where he's gonna have trouble coming back very soon? There's a really, really good chance that Gibby is now been handed an opportunity to be an absolute league winner for somebody that got him in round 7 or 8 just a bit ago. So yeah, props to Smitty. This show is going to be a tough one to do. Yeah, it's always tough whenever there's something tragic that happens and we got to go live and talk about it. People get upset at me. They get upset at me. They do. There's already 2 thumbs down because I'm doing a show on this, but it is what it is. Like, prayers up. We're out here spreading positivity at the same time. We got over 324 people in this live chat that together we can spread positivity. Together we can say prayers up and wish him good whatever feelings, good prayers, good everything, good energy, whatever you want. Send it Brian Robinson's way. He needs it. But it's great news that he's not in life-threatening, situation after being shot multiple times. It's absolutely unreal. It's unreal. Yeah, if he was shot in the knee, could be career-threatening. Good point, honestly. We don't know where he was shot. But what are you going to do? You can't cut him right now. You don't even know what's going on. He could have been shot in the fleshy part of the arm and the thigh, we don't know yet. So we have to see. If it's in the knee, that's horrible. If it's in the lung, or if it's in a part where he can't come back, he could be out all year. So we don't know what's going on. You what?
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I saw a tweet from Tom Pelissero that said he got shot twice in the lower body.
Okay, well, we'll see where he got shot. If he got shot in the knee, that's going to be pretty bad. Too early to know what's going on, and prayers up regardless. If he's shot in the low, it makes sense how they can already determine that it's not life threatening if he didn't hit a major artery and he was shot, let's say, in the thigh and shot in the other thigh. I don't know. How do you come back from that quickly? You can't, especially if you're shot in a fatty part of the tissue. It's going to be pretty bad. For sure, yeah. We'll see. All right, man. Appreciate your call.
Thank you, Fitty.
Go get ETN later. Anybody else wants to dial in?
Call into the show, dial 602 NFL. Down.
You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Who am I talking to? Where are you calling from?
This is Dylan. I'm calling from CT. I'm just wondering, the season's couple. I just waiver wire pickup for B-Rob. Super unfortunate situation. No one wants to see a dude who's not even got a bag yet, be cut down, not even on the field. But glad he's going to be okay as of right now. But
yeah, we got to live our fantasy life, right? I know people are going to think it's shallow to go live and talk about what do we do now. But there are 356 people in here that want to know these answers. So clearly we know, clearly we all feel the same way, and there's going to be some people that are upset that we're live talking about this. But if he's not in critical condition, so it's not callous to be talking about the future of the Commanders and what's going on in the running back. So name off the potential available players that you're looking at, and I'll try and help you out.
Well, I mean, like, do you have any? We've already got our draft, so I've picked up like the major waiver wire acquisitions already. This is for my father. He knows nothing about fantasy. So I have Angelier from the Falcons, however you say that. I picked up Pierce and Khalil Herbert. He has maybe like. Are you thinking like maybe something like Pacheco?
Yeah, look. If you've got to make a move. Like, we don't know when he hits IR for your team, like when he can potentially be put on IR. If you've got to make a move, you have to make a move. Algier is a fantastic swap out. You know, there's nothing wrong with swapping out Algier for Brian Robinson at this point. Now, can I guarantee Robinson won't be back and playing in week 6 and take over the role and this be one of those heroic stories? I could see it.
Yeah, I
can see it.
They're going to drop him at any point.
Right, yeah, but if you need a replacement, Tyler Algier shouldn't be on waivers anyway. You need to grab Tyler Algier right now. Pacheco,
I already have him.
Pacheco could be that guy where he climbs up and becomes one of the best pickups of the year if he ends up starting, like if Clyde gets banged up again or Clyde falters or whatever. Pacheco's got a lot of upside. So I would say Pacheco is a fantastic one. Zamir White is also another very, very, very good potential replacement. And I'll put these guys on screen. Potential B-Rob solutions. Which, as callous as it seems, it is something we need to talk about. So I understand how people are feeling right now, and I get it. I'm not trying to sound insensitive at all by having these conversations, but these conversations need to be had. You know, we're scrambling, looking for solutions. Zamir White, is Zamir White available in your league?
I'm not entirely sure. I think someone might have picked him up, but I'll check.
Yeah, he's a great grab. If you need somebody, I would say Zamir White. Pacheco, those are two guys that come to mind. If anybody else has some names, throw them out there.
All right, Smitty, I'll let you go. Thanks a lot, bud.
Later. All right, call in if you got another question. Phone lines are wide open.
Call into the show. Dial 602 NFL. Down.
So Zamir White, potential solutions could be, or potential solutions for B-Rob. Zamir White, Pacheco. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Who am I talking to, and where are you calling from?
Hey, what's up, Smitty? It's Scott, man. How's it going?
What's up, Scott?
I got a question for you. I had a draft today, 12-man, 3-wide receiver league. Just want to let you know, I wanted to know your opinion on it.
Okay. Go ahead.
All right, for my quarterback, I got Joe Burrow.
Yep.
For my wide receivers, I have Jamar Chase, Michael Pittman, Robert Woods. It was a little bit difficult.
Yeah, Woods is rough.
My tight end is Dawson Knox. My running back, I have Javonte Williams, AJ Dillon,
Dillion? AJ Dillon? I love it. So you got the tripod, bro. You got the tripod.
I sure do, man.
Joe Burrow. What's the tripod? Let's show him what the tripod is.
The tripod, also likened to pyramids in ancient Egypt, are constructed using Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and Javonte Williams.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go, broski. You got the tripod. I like your team a lot. You did good. Work on that Robert Woods, third wide receiver situation, bro. Robert Woods is not somebody I'm banking on coming off the ACL, switching teams, learning a new playbook, trying to find his way in a new system. Pickens, Romeo Dobbs, Nico Collins might be a guy to pick up, bro, and monitor. I love Nico. Those are some guys.
Those receivers are taken. Actually, I do have Nico Collins, DJ Chark, and Tolbert on my bench. I know I do need to. It was difficult, man, because a lot of people went wide receiver heavy. That's why I got some decent running backs. Maybe you can give me one opinion before I let you go. Again, I got Kareem Hunt, Brees Hall, Dillon, Javonte Williams, McKissick, and James Robinson from the Jaguars. I think they actually could be a top 20 back if he gets that volume. What do you think? Who do you think what kind of move I could make to try to get a decent receiver?
I mean, who you wanting to drop? Which player?
Well, I mean, the price is right. I'm willing to trade, maybe Dillon, Brees Hall for,
I mean,
trying to get Sutton.
DK's very undervalued. AJ Brown, you're not going to get him using AJ Dillon alone, but you could throw in another player and go after AJ Brown. AJ Brown's one of the most underrated third round players in fantasy football. Like if I'm in the third round and I can get AJ Brown, I'm ecstatic. So I go after him. I go after DK. AJ Brown and DK have very similar values. McLaurin's a little bit more valuable, so you'd have to give up something with AJ Dillon to get McLaurin. Waddle and AJ Dillon are pretty close. You might have to give up a little bit there too, but that's a pretty decent potential, move. St. Brown and AJ Dillon are very close in value. You could swap those out one for one or try and get more with St. Brown to go along with AJ Dillon because he's a running back. But
true.
Yeah.
One last question. What do you think about me picking up McKissick today, knowing that Brian Robinson, prayers out to them, and you think that'll boost his value a little bit as far as maybe carries or whatever?
Look, McKissick's going to be more involved right away. Gibson's going to get back what he was potentially going to lose, and the report now is that the injuries might have been lower leg, and so we got to find out what those are. If it was like in the quad, or maybe he was shot in. Like sometimes, like I'm not trying to like be funny here. Sometimes, when you're like running away or you're trying to get away, or someone's running away and you're ducking or moving, you could get shot in like the glute. Like he could get shot there. I mean, we don't really know where he was shot. He could have got shot in the foot and broke bones. He could have got shot in the femur and shattered his femur. Like we don't even know. He could have got shot in the hip. Like he could have got shot in the meaty part of the thigh and be fine 6 weeks, 8 weeks, a month from now, 2 months from now. Who knows? Like when I started the show, maybe I was a little. Someone saying I'm being nice, cut him. I'm not gonna say it like that, but like there's a shot he's out for the year, sure. But there's also we don't really know what the injuries are until that information comes forward. We can't make too many guesses because what if the dude was shot, like I said, in the meaty part of the thigh and he's fine. And then you have this comeback story, which, I could totally see that happening too. But Brian Robinson, I mean, prayers up for him. If anybody's just jumping in here, we're not just trying to like gloss over the fact that he got shot multiple times. Like prayers up to him. We're very, very excited that this dude's actually got no life-threatening injuries coming out of multiple gunshots on a attempted carjacking. So let's put it in perspective. But I mean, you got to make moves. Like, what are you gonna do? Say, like here's when someone says, "Smitty, why are you going live on this right now?" Like, there's already a couple people that have said that. It's like, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to not help people maneuver this? Because if you're in fantasy, you are hitting your waiver wire. Every single person in here, 394 people watching right now on YouTube. 394 people need to know what to do, and they're going to their waiver wire. They're going to their roster. They're trying to determine what is next to do. And the crazy part is McKissick may be available in some leagues, maybe not. Gibson's not available in any leagues, and Gibson's the biggest benefactor. Jarrett Patterson could become relevant, maybe, but in my view, we're really looking at this being more of a Gibson situation. Gibson going up in value, McKissick getting a little bit more stabilized. And then that kind of being where it ends. I don't know that Jarrett Patterson's going to climb up. They're not going to go trading for Kareem Hunt. You're going to get a lot of people that want to talk Kareem Hunt getting traded there. They've got a lot of running backs. They didn't necessarily even need to draft a rookie running back. They just so happened to draft a guy that they liked a lot that was going to already gain 10, 15, goal line looks or get like 7 to 10 touchdown season could have been in the cards for Brian Robinson if he played the whole year, and he still could, but he probably won't. He's probably out week 1, week 2, week 3. I mean, he's probably out at least the first month or two. But could he come back? Certainly. We just don't know. We don't know. Would I go cut him yet? I mean, maybe. Depends on what you got going on. It depends if Tyler Allgeier's sitting there and you got smaller benches and you can't hang on to B-Rob. Like, if you don't have a trash player to cut to get Allgeier and you need another running back. But the truth is, Brian Robinson can't be anybody's number 3 or number 2 running back. So this is your like 4 or 5 running back. So it's not like you have to go out and make a move for sure if you own Brian Robinson. But if you are trying to balance the scales on your roster a little bit and say, look, I got to cut my losses here. Cutting him for Allgeier, I could understand. Cutting him for Zamir White, I could understand. Cutting him for a wide receiver, maybe you needed to make a cut anyway, and you see Dobbs sitting there, or Pickens is on waivers. I would cut him for one of those wide receivers if you need that player badly and you already had to make a cut. But Zamir White, Pacheco, Allgeier, these are just a couple of the names that come to mind. I'm trying to think of another. If you guys got other ones, throw them out. But, I mean, what a tough dude. What a tough dude. I'm sure a lot of it was luck too, but what a tough dude. Shot multiple times, and he's not looking at career threat or life-threatening injuries. We just don't know if they're career-threatening. All right, man. I appreciate your calling.
All right, man. Have a good day.
Later. Derek Lincoln with a super chat. Joey has a super chat too. Joey says, hey, Smitty, I got the 4th pick. How should I draft? Joey, 4th pick? I mean, I don't know, bro. Like, it depends on flow. You know, like, would I take Najee that high? I probably would. I'm a little crazy. Would I rather you trade down and get Najee at 9, 10, 11, 12? Yeah. Would I rather you go Jamar Chase or JJ over Najee? Yes, I would. I would take JJ or Jamar Chase. That's what I would do with that 4 pick, and hopefully Javonte falls to your 2nd round pick. But that's the best pick available: Jamar Chase or JJ at the 4 pick. What's up? You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Who am I talking to?
Zach from Seattle.
What's up, Zach? Appreciate your call. What can I help you with?
Thanks. So I got an open trade offer for my guy Saquon, and they're offering Tyreek and Gibson. Is that worth pulling the trigger on, or is that
Tyreek and Gibson for Saquon?
Yeah,
I would take that. I would take Tyreek and Gibson over Saquon. And I know some people might think I'm crazy, and I don't know how, because honestly, bro, I would draft Tyreek Hill over Barkley. I've been doing it all off season long. I've never once had Barkley in my 2nd round. He's a 3rd rounder to me.
And the other RBs are Pierce, Etienne, Ramondre, and Rashad White.
Yeah, you could use. I mean, you know what? Gibby's not bad, bro. Right now, with the current state of things, Gibby's not bad. Gibby, I wonder where Gibby's ADP is gonna go. You know, that's what I'm thinking too. If I'm projecting his ADP, I'd probably say Gibby climbs to the 5th round, 6th round. Again, he was going in 7, 8, 7, 8, whatever.
Yeah.
I could see him going in round 5. If you're drafting tonight, Gibby could go in round 5. Barkley's going in 2, but I don't think he should be going in 2. I think he should be safely going in 3. That's not me saying that Barkley is a bust. I'm just saying that Barkley, to me, is a safer 3rd round player, and I like too many other players in round 2 to take Barkley in round 2. So Gibby in round 5, let's say 5 or 6 now, with Brian Robinson being shot and potentially missing at least the beginning of the season, if not the whole season. We'll find out. Multiple lower leg injuries, but some of these reports can be wrong too. That's why I'm trying not to have like a knee-jerk reaction to, hey, he's out for the year. We don't know. Maybe he was shot in like the glute, bro. Like a lot of times in these botched robbery attempts, people are like running away and you don't know what happens. And what if he got shot when he turned his back to flee? Like it would be smart to flee, and he gets shot like in the lower part of the glute or the thigh. Like, who knows? Like, we don't know the extent of the injuries. If anybody finds out any updates, and I'll keep refreshing Twitter and all the different chats that I have going on that alert me to this stuff. But, I mean, you're getting Gibby and you're getting Tyreek Hill. Bro, I'd take Tyreek Hill over Barkley all day long. And I know you're worried about your running back situation, but you're getting Gibson. Gibson's fine.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I'll fire off.
All right, Zach. Appreciate you, man.
Thanks.
Zach from Seattle. Dial in.
Call into the show. Dial 602.
Lincoln.
NFL.
Dropping Robinson. So do I pick up Khalil Mack? Nico Collins. You weren't meaning Herbert. I just want to make sure. Nico Collins, Alec Collins. Okay, yeah, obviously you're. Or do I back up Mitchell with Jeff Wilson? I mean, if Ty Davis Price would be the backup to me, even if by name Wilson's the backup, I'd probably say Nico or Mac. Derek is probably my choice. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Thank you, Derek. Thank you, Derek. Who am I talking to?
Hello?
Oh, is this Ron? Who is this?
Oh, no, this is John, brother. How are you?
John, what's up, man? What's going on?
Hey, man, I just wanted to ask just a quick trade analysis that I made today.
Okay.
Yeah. So earlier when I did my draft about 2 weeks ago, I drafted Aaron Jones, but had A.J. Dillon sniped from me. I remade a trade and sent an offer for Alexander Madison and Allen Robinson for A.J. Dillon. The team that took A.J. Dillon actually drafted Dalvin Cook. Was that a good move?
The team that took A.J. Dillon drafted Dalvin Cook, and so you're trading him Madison for what?
And Allen Robinson, just for A.J. Dillon straight. I'm pretty depth at receiver, as Allen Robinson was my WR4.
Allen Robinson for Madison. Straight up.
No, sir. I'm sorry. It was Allen Robinson and Alexander Madison for A.J. Dillon.
Okay, AJ. I'd rather have AJ Dillon. I like A-Rob, but I'd rather have AJ Dillon. AJ Dillon's got a lot of upside to be 10 TD capable, even if he doesn't ever get full control of the lineup. And I have a report. I have a couple people saying he was shot in the foot. So let's go to, man. If he broke bones in that foot, let me see what we have here. Oh, I guess he hung up. Yeah, go do that, bro. Commanders running back shot multiple times, apparent carjacking. I don't see anything updated yet on whether it was the foot or not. We'll have to see. I don't have an update. I don't want to say that the report's incorrect or correct until we know for sure. But if it was the foot, we'll see. We'll see where, what was actually shattered or broken in the foot. But if you shot in the foot, that is a very, very bad situation. Non-life threatening can still be not good for football. Exactly, Brian. We will see. Ron Navy, you're live on the Fantasy Football Show, buddy boy. What's up?
Yeah, hey.
What's up?
Let's hope this isn't one of those Tanya Harding incidents.
Yeah. Well, hopefully.
Gibby wanting his job back.
Yeah, it's not Gibby. Gibby is probably like feeling mixed feelings, like you normally would, like in these situations. Like I'm sure he's like, okay, this job isn't slipping out of my hands yet, but like that's his boy. It's tough. We'll have to see. I'm not going to act like I know what the injuries are yet until I see concrete, evidence or somebody that I trust tweeting about it, talking about it. But I'm hearing foot. We're hearing 2 or more, or at least 2 shots lower body. Foot would be bad.
Yeah.
Knee would be horrible. Femur, shattering any bone at all would be bad. Tough to say, but 2 bullets struck the lower body. Yeah, we don't really know if it's foot or not. Some people are saying foot, but I'm not sure if I 100% know. Tony Turley, our in-house counsel, dropping in. Tony, if you want to dial in, I'll merge you in with Ron Navy, and we can have a nice little conversation. But Tony Turley, thank you for the super chat. Tony, let's go. You what?
I said it's probably a low caliber gun, but I wouldn't, just because Robinson's, I wouldn't put too much faith in Gibby. Just because Robinson's going to be out doesn't make Gibby better.
It does though, Ron. Ron, you've been against Gibby more than I have. Like I've been up and down on Gibby, but like Gibson's got an opportunity now.
Good reason.
Yeah, but Gibby's got an opportunity now.
He had an opportunity. He went into it, with the starting job, and he didn't take care of his opportunity before, and it's not going to make him better this time. In fact, this is maybe it's a bold prediction or whatever, but I wouldn't be surprised if Ron Rivera goes out and tries to get somebody like Kareem Hunt or somebody like that to bring into Washington because he just don't like Gibby.
Yeah. Hey, let's. I think you're a little bit against Gibby more than the average Bear. So I'd say we're on different extremes right now because I'm saying Gibson has good value. I'm saying Gibson's probably climbing into at least 6-round value again, maybe 5. And to be honest with you, in a running back dry zone, I don't know that I'll call it completely dead, but in a running back dry zone from rounds 3 to 6, Gibby's kind of a sight for sore eyes at this point for people. Because now you have an option there in the round 5 or 6 range where it's like, here's a starting running back. And maybe you're right. Maybe he loses the job to McKissick straight up, or maybe he shares carries enough to where it's kind of funny because there's so many running backs there in your defense, Ron. The fact that he's now that Gibson's only got 2 running backs to compete with, we're excited for Gibson's value in a way. And I don't mean that in a callous way or shallow way for Brian Robinson. I'm just saying in general, we're like, oh, Gibson now is an opportunity. But in your defense, Ron, he's still got 2 players he's competing with carries for. So it's like, are we looking at the situation properly? You bring good counterpoints to it, rebuttals to it. But I do feel like Gibson in a dry running back zone is a decent running back now. And I would take him around 6 without a hesitation. I don't know about round 5. But I would take him around 6 right now. But I'd rather have Burrow. I'd rather have probably Dalton Schultz. There's still a bunch of players I'd rather have in round 6. But if things go very badly in round 6 and Gibby's there, I'm taking Gibby if I need a running back. I'm not planning on it, Ron. I'm not going after it. I'm just saying if I'm sitting there, you know what I mean? I'll take him. Hey, can we answer the super chat here, Ron? You can help me. You can help me with this one. Drop Robinson for Khalil Herbert. Just been offered Hurts for Lamar and Amon-Ra St. Brown. Let's see. Just been offered Hurts for Lamar and Amon-Ra for Akers. Need advice. I believe these are 2 different trades. So he's wanting to know, would I rather have Hurts or Lamar? I'd rather have Jalen Hurts. Before we move on to part 2, Ron, what do you think of that? You like Lamar or Hurts better for 2022?
Hurts.
Hurts
has more upside. As long as he,
I agree. Obviously,
his packet, he can get his passings. Then yeah, Hurts.
And would you rather have
Lamar? I'm not big on his pass.
Would you rather have Amon-Ra St. Brown or Cam Akers? You know what I'm going to say. Amon-Ra St. Brown to the moon, baby.
Yeah. I'd rather
to
have
the moon.
Cam Akers, no.
Yeah, I don't want any part of Cam Akers.
I look at Cam. I mean, I put it to you this way: I'd probably touch Gibby before Akers.
Yeah, and then here.
I'm not drafting. I'm not taking either one of them. So.
So 2QB redraft. So it's a 2QB league. Appreciate that. Hey, appreciate you, Buck. Appreciate you, man. Great question. Go get Hurts. Go get St. Brown. I think you're going to have 2 better players because of it. Now, do I like Lamar? Honestly, I don't really love Lamar this year, but do I think he's a total avoid? No, there's a certain area where I'll draft Lamar, but the added 18 pounds doesn't get me excited. The losing Hollywood Brown as number 1 wide receiver doesn't get me excited. The fact that he's disappointed 2 years in a row, and you can call in, the phone lines are right here. If anybody would like to call in and debate whether he's disappointed you 2 years in a row, because he has. And the fact that they want to run the ball more than ever means that he's going to be running more than 155 times this season, which puts him at risk of injury. And the added weight may help him absorb some of that upright. But how much more pressure and pounds and abuse is he going to take by having 18 pounds to take to the ground every time? Boom. Every time he hits the ground, 18 pounds. Put 18 pounds in a backpack. Jump up and down 150 times. Tell me how you feel. So, here's another super.
When I look at Lamar,
go ahead.
No, it's like I just look at him from the fact that he's not a good passer. I mean, that's why I'll take Hurts over him. He's not a good passer. Now he can run the hell out of the ball, but as far as passing, I don't like that. I don't trust him.
Yeah.
So that's why I fade him.
I agree.
It's not that I'm worried about him getting or anything else like that. It's just his passing isn't as good.
Hey, NPR's got a super chat here. It says, just drafted 10-man PPR Superflex. Mahomes, Burrow, Javonte, Breece Hall, Jamar Chase, Mooney, Kyle Pitts, ETN. Come on, NPR. Like, first of all, you're flexing. Of course, we're going to love that team. It's a 10 out of 10. But you couldn't. 10-man league, no way. 10 grandma league, maybe. Or 9 grandma leagues in you. There's no way, NPR, you're pulling that off. That's like I say, you go to the sports bar and they got you can pick anybody. You can pick any of the quarterbacks. You check them off. You can pick any 2 running backs, check them off. This feels like what he did. He went to the sports bar, filled out one of those sheets, and he wants us to grade it. There's no way that's a 10 grandma league. I think 10 grandmas could. I think auto drafting could not allow you to get that team. That's crazy. Insane. Mahomes, Burrow, Javonte, Hall, Chase, Mooney, Pitts, ETN. Crazy. All right, Ron, anything else?
No, you don't want me getting started on the Steelers, so that's it.
Let me give you. Can you say it in 2 sentences? I got to jump to these other calls, so really 2 sentences. Tell me your feelings and don't swear. Keep it clean. How are you feeling about the Steelers right now, in a clean fashion?
I don't think Tomlin gave Pickett a true chance at getting number 1. That's all.
Okay, Ron, appreciate you. I agree with you. Later, pal.
Yep, later.
I agree with him. I think Pickett's a better quarterback. I think Pickett should be starting. Pickett can move and spark this offense. I like what Trubisky did at the end of the half. He scored a touchdown. He marched the team down the field, but he felt like he barely did it. You know what I mean? He felt like, okay, he can throw the ball a little bit. You know, you're holding your breath the whole time. Pickett is the future. Pickett is the guy that I want in there, throwing to Pickens, getting Najee Harris involved. But at least there's 2 options. That's what I'll tell Ron and any Steeler fan. What's up? You're live on the Fantasy Football Show.
What's good, gang?
What's up, my man?
Hey, everybody, you need to subscribe to my YouTube channel.
Wait, hold on. What is it? What's up, Zach? You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. What's up, Zach? You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. What can I do for you?
What's up, Smitty? I just have a quick question about Kyren Williams and your thoughts on him. I know there were some reports recently about how he didn't play in this last preseason game because he's an integral part of their plan for the season. Do you think he's worth a pickup? What do you think about Kyren Williams?
Yeah, I mean, I like Kyren a lot. I think Kyren's got a lot of upside, and I think Kyren's got a potential opportunity. You know, like there's definitely opportunity there, but it's not something that like I'm dropping like a Algier or an opportunity for Zamir White or a Pickens or a Dobbs. You know what I mean? If you're talking about a whole level down, then I'm all about Kyren Williams in that situation. But make sure you're not cutting very decent, options. You know what I mean?
Would you cut Ty Davis Price for him?
No. I'd rather have Ty Davis Price than Kyren right now because Kyren's still one more degree separation from the backup role. Whereas Ty Davis Price, you could say the same thing about Ty Davis Price technically because Wilson could be considered the backup. But I think Ty Davis Price starts games this year. We're not sure on Kyren. He also had the broken foot. We got to see how he's doing with that. But I do feel like he's got upside. So I don't want you to leave here thinking I don't like Kyren. I talked him up a lot. But he did break his foot, and we're kind of waiting to see how he is. So I would go ahead and say TDP, and then keep him on your radar.
All right, for sure. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate you, man.
Yep.
All right. Dial into the show. I gotta relaunch something. Hold on one second. This question here, should I start Gibson, Miles Sanders, or Rashad Penny? You're going to start Gibson, bro. Miles Sanders is already hurt. Rashad Penny, I'm not trusting over. I mean, you could go Penny in week 1, but I'd rather have Gibby. I'd rather have Gibby in week 1. Yeah, you're live on the Fantasy Football Show.
Yo, Smitty Boy, what's going on, man?
What's up? Who am I talking to?
It's Sean from the Jersey Shore. So,
Sean, what's up, Sean?
I wanted to get your opinion on something. I had the 12th pick in a draft today, and I know you were popular with going on Swift and Javante, which I ended up doing. And then I had planned on getting Breece Hall and ETN in 3 and 4, which I also got. But it leaves you a little thin on wide receiver. I was wondering if you were to do that, would you switch up 1 and 2 and go maybe Lamb and Javante if you know you can get ETN and Breece Hall 3 or 4, or would you just rack the 4 RBs?
I wouldn't necessarily rack 4 RBs. You could start all 4 though.
Yeah, I can start all 4, so that's what I'm going to do.
I don't know if I'd rack all 4 RBs. I'd almost say, like, let's say you're passing on Breece Hall to get like a McLaurin or a wide receiver, get your wide receiver 1. But I don't know that I'm like, I'd take Adams or Diggs maybe over Swift if you have Javante on, if you feel like you have Javante on lock. But honestly, I love Swift. Every time I go Swift and Javante, or I should say not every time, but most of the time when I go Swift in bottom of round 1, Javante top of round 2, and he's the 2.1. Javante's the 2.1, no matter what. Unless Jamar Chase or Jefferson falls or Najee, he's the 2.1. Okay, and you should feel lucky every time he falls another draft slot. He's the best second-round player in fantasy football, and he's a top 5 overall player that, don't tell anybody, I would pay a lot higher price tag, but I'm disciplined. You have to be disciplined in fantasy football. You have to know how to not draft based on ADP, but to navigate, manipulate, and massage ADP to your advantage. And if you get Swift and Javante, I'd say 8 times out of 10, A.J. Brown falls to me or something crazy in round 3, and you got to be able to detour away from ETN or whatever if that happens. If you get A.J. Brown in round 3, now you've got a wide receiver 1 you shouldn't have, and you have 2 potential top 5 running backs.
Yeah, no. So A.J. went early 3-2. So I went to 4 running backs right off the rip.
Oh, you already did this. Okay, my bad.
Yeah,
Right.
sorry.
You made it sound like, what do I do? Okay, my bad.
Well, I know it's all good. Well, I might have 12 in another draft, so that's kind of why I wanted your opinion on that. But,
well, there you go.
So just to be quick, I went St. Brown in 5 and Burrow in 6, and then Elijah Moore 7 and Ayuk 8. So my top 3 receivers are okay, but they're not great. But the kid who has Brian Robinson only has Dalvin Cook and Saquon. He has no other RB. So, sorry, hang on. So I was thinking, do I look to sell him some lower receivers or running backs I have for like a Christian Kirk?
Christian Kirk's not. I mean, I like Kirk, but I'm not chasing after Christian Kirk, bro. You have St. Brown and who? Who are your 2 wide receivers?
I have. You can start 3 receivers in this league.
And
so I have St. Brown, Elijah Moore, and Ayuk. Those are my top 3, and then like my leftover receivers, I have Dobbs from Green Bay and Isaiah McKenzie. But I have a bunch of younger running backs.
And
like
you have
Kenneth Walker and
you have Swift, Javante, Breece Hall, and ETN.
Yep, I have those 4, and then I have Kenneth Walker, James Cook, and
Rashad White. The problem is ETN is only going to gain value. The problem is Breece Hall is only going to gain value. They're not good sells right now. You're not going to get what you should get.
Yeah.
Swift, you're not going to get. All 4 of them, like you're going to get a D or a C grade from ESPN or whoever's grading the draft because your guys haven't done it yet. They're going to give you no credit whatsoever. So the people out in your league are going to do the same thing. You're not going to get what you should get. You can't trade out of this. I think maybe you made a little mistake going the quad stack of running backs there. As much as you love Breece, as much as you love ETN, as much as you love Javante, as much as you love Swift, you can't have it all, or you put yourself in a bad spot. I still think you have a lot of upside and opportunity, but I'm not going after Kirks or anything like that. I'm going after DK. He's undervalued. I'm going after I don't even know who to tell you to go after at this point. Like I would say
it's tough. It's already done.
Yeah. But in your next draft, don't make the mistake of just continuing to go RB. I think when people go too heavy one position and they think they've got some huge advantage, they create such a big mess for themselves by like fully committing to a position and like, I'm gonna go. Like whenever I've yet to see a team I love that's gone RB 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 RB. Like we've done a lot of mock drafts, and whenever I get to a team, whenever I get to a team that has 4 running backs in a row, I like the running backs, but you get to the wide receivers and you're like, what'd you do, bro? What'd you do? Or people that go 4 wide receivers, that's even worse because then they have garbage running backs. So hang tight on this one. I don't know that I would trade until your guys gain some value. And when they gain some value,
that's what I was gonna say.
Go after DK if you can. Go after. He's so undervalued. Hopkins wouldn't be bad for you if you could hang on and you had Hopkins coming back. Like those are just some thoughts, man.
Yeah. Last thing I just wanted to ask real quick: is there a late tight end that you recommend if you dodge tight end the whole draft? I'm talking maybe your last 2-3 picks. Is there one you kind of like?
I don't ever leave a draft without having at least, so it goes in order of like Kyle Pitts, Dalton Schultz, and then when I, obviously don't get those guys, I get down to Goddard. If I get sniped on Goddard, I'm going Knox. If I get swiped on Knox, I get Freiermuth. Freiermuth is like the end of the road for me. Like you literally can't screw up missing on every one of those guys. You'll have a way to kind of get into one of them. So past that, man, I'm not a big start Cole Kmet, and hope that, he could do okay. It looks like Fields is looking pretty strong, but it was a preseason game, and I'm not sure I'm sold on Kmet yet. And he's not bad, but I'd rather start a Freiermuth or a Dawson Knox. I pretty much have Dawson Knox as my lowest tight end pretty much across the board, and that's a 10 TD tight end potential guy.
Yeah, I got I don't even want to say who I got. It was like the last pick of my draft, so I got to work on that. But
okay,
it was Njoku because I got sniped on Kmet. I was waiting on him at the end of round 11. He went literally the pick before me to a.
Hey, you know where Njoku's going? You know where Njoku's going?
And off he goes to the
planet Uranus.
Oh God!
Don't worry.
Hit me with that, bro.
Yeah, you got the
bro.
planet Uranus, bro. I threw it up on screen. I'm sorry. go tight end shopping, okay?
Uranus,
yeah, go tight end shopping.
Yeah, I got it.
All right, later, man. Appreciate you.
I don't want to take up too much time, bro. I appreciate it.
All right, bye.
Peace.
All right, dial in.
Call into the show. Dial 602 NFL. Dong.
Let's see here if we can find out any updates on this injury here. Let me pull it up and see. Man, what a horrible thing. What a horrible thing for this guy, this young kid Brian Robinson to get shot multiple times. I don't see. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Who am I talking to? Where are you calling from?
Hey man, this is Matt. I'm from Kansas.
What's up, Kansas? What's up, Kansas, Matt?
Hey man, I just drafted my work league, and it's a 10-team league. I was just hoping you could, see what your thoughts are on it.
Okay, go for it.
All right, for quarterback, Lamar Jackson. My running backs. This is all my starting lineup. Running backs are Najee and Connor. Wide receivers, we have to start 3 of them. It's Jefferson, Lamb, and Deontay. Tight end is Hopkinson. My flex right now is Juju. And then just defense and kicker, blah, blah, blah.
So can you name your quarterback and your 2 running backs again?
Quarterback is Lamar Jackson.
Okay.
And my 2 running backs that I'm starting are Najee and James Conner.
Okay. So I have Lamar. I have Najee, Connor, Jefferson, Lamb, Deontay, Juju. And who are your top 2 or 3 bench guys?
Let me pull them up here. Damian Pierce.
Oh, nice. Can I tell you something?
Cordero Patterson, Chris Olave.
Okay.
Sorry, go ahead.
Do you have to start 3 wide receivers, or is Deontay a flex? 3 wide receivers and a flex, right?
No, you have to start 3 receivers.
And then you have 1 flex?
Yeah.
Okay, well, Dameon Pierce is your flex, not Juju, in my opinion. And I don't think that's, that's how I feel. That's how I feel. I really like the fact you have Dameon Pierce. I was about to tell you, you are 1 player away from being, a 1 to 3 type contender. And that's not a bad thing. A lot of teams are 1 player away, 1 move away, 1 waiver wire ad, 1 bench guy climbing up. And Dameon Pierce could be that difference maker for you. Now, I don't mind Lamar. I don't draft him or target him. I worry about him this year. But don't worry about that unless you're swapping him out for like a Jalen Hurts or a Burrow, which I would take straight up, either one of them. Not everybody would agree. I don't really care. That's how I feel. But other than that, you keep them or whatever. Najee, Jefferson, Lamb, don't touch that combination there. But would I explore trading Deontay and Connor or Juju and Connor for 1 upgraded player? I would. Would I do it for ETN? I would. Are they pretty close in value? Yes. You could probably get ETN for Connor and Juju. And I would do that. And then you throw Dameon Pierce in your flex spot. Or your running back 2 spot. You know what? I'll even go this far. Connor's your flex. Dameon Pierce is your number 2 running back. How you like that?
Hey, I'm high on Pierce, man. I like what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention to you, I also got Kenneth Walker and Alexander Madison and Tyler Boyd on my bench as well.
Okay. I like that, man. I think I would explore trading Connor and Deontay, Connor and Juju. Get Dameon Pierce in your lineup. Eventually, Kenneth Walker hopefully makes a fighting, some noise to get into your flex spot. I like your team a lot. It's good. I'd trade Lamar for Burrow if the owner would do that. But those are just my thoughts. Those are my initial thoughts.
All right, man.
All right,
Thanks,
my man.
Smitty. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, appreciate you. Later. Okay, dial in.
Call into the show. Dial 602.
Mark, are you still here? Grade by 12 team league. I'm sorry, Mark, are you still here? I'm sorry, Mark. Mark sent this super chat like 20 minutes ago. Mark, I'm sorry, my man. Mark, let me give you so I'll make it up to you. Standing ovation. Moonshot.
To the moon.
And we'll even make me take a lap. And now let's answer, and I'll even put this caller on hold. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Hold on 1 second, okay, pal?
All right.
We're gonna grade this team real quick. 12-team league, half PPR. Dak, JJ, Lamb, Javonte, AJ, Dillon, Pitts, Deontay, Gabe Davis, Penny, Walker. Was that the? No, that wasn't the caller. I just said Dak, JJ. So JJ, Lamb, Javonte, AJ, Dillon. I like it a lot. That's a good team. I try moving Deontay and Dillon for 1 better player. That's what I would do if I was you. Past that, I like everything you got, and you got a potential to really have a home run team right there. What's up? Who am I talking to? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, this is Deontay in Oklahoma.
Deontay, what's up, my man?
All right. So the only reason I'm calling, because you said not to do this, I do want to make it a quick question. But you're talking about like, hey, don't go heavy on running back. So I do want to give you this lineup real quick. All right. So I do have Jalen, I have Swift, I have Williams, I have JJ, I have Metcalf.
Hold on. Let me write this down. Go ahead and say it again. You got Jalen Hurts.
I got Jalen. Yeah, I got Jalen Hurts.
Okay.
DeAndre Swift, Javonte Williams, Justin Jefferson, DK, Komet, Travis Etienne, Breece Hall, Dameon Pierce, and then of course you got Pickens, Ayuk, Smith, all those. But you were saying like, because you were talking to like someone else on the call, you're like, oh, don't go heavy on running back, but I got all the running backs that you literally named. I know it seems like I'm short on wide receiver. I don't know. I was just getting your opinion on that.
Well, but not everybody's playing in a 4-man league, bro. Or playing with people that are unconscious or something. Like Swift, Javonte, Jefferson. Like, how do you even get those 3? You know what I mean? You took Jefferson in round 1, but Swift is a round 1 player, and you essentially got him in round 2 somehow. I don't know how, but you got him around 2. Javonte's a top of round 2 guy. You got him in 3. Like you can't expect to get this kind of home run. Like you're playing. Is this a 10-man?
Yeah, it's a 10-man.
Okay, at least I mean it's still a dominating team in a 10-man league, but this is a hard team to pull off. You can't pull this off very often. But yes, running back is. But you didn't go running back though, bro. That was what I was saying. You must have misheard me. He went running back. You went Jefferson, running back. So it's a lot different.
Okay. Yeah, I got you. No, I've been just staying on your channel, trying to, get all the information, but I appreciate you. Just wanted to make it real quick.
You know what I would do? I would go to your league mates and say, hey, you know what? If everybody gives me half the money up front, we can redraft. That's what I would say. Because, I mean, come on. How are they going to beat you, man? Swift, Javonte, Jefferson, ETN, Brees. That's unreal.
Okay, but you have like the projected standings thing where it's like, oh, you're projected at this, and it's like, okay, I'm not projected high amongst the 10. I'm like 8, and I'm like, I don't get that.
But anybody from my community is always going to get and this is a ringing endorsement, right? Anybody from my community is going to get a C, like a C grade, because we have Javonte, he hasn't done it yet. We've got Swift, he hasn't done it yet. ETN hasn't done it yet. Hall. Let me show you something. This is absolutely hilarious. This is from, I don't know if this, let me put this on the screen here. This is from, this is what Yahoo told me last night after I dominated Miss Smitty's draft, her work league. Look at this. This is from Yahoo. I'm going to read it to you, okay? I'm going to read it to you with the megaphone. Everyone fancies themselves as a fantasy expert these days. Little does Yahoo know I am an expert. And it says, so there's no telling where you got the idea to select Dameon Pierce in the 6th round. Yeah, Yahoo tells me everybody fancies themselves as an expert these days. So there's no telling where you got the idea to select Dameon Pierce in round 6. So when people come to me and say things like, Smitty, I got a C grade. Are you sure I did good? I want to get a C grade. I hope that Yahoo or ESPN, especially Yahoo and ESPN, grade me a C. Because I don't want to be an A grade. They don't know what they're talking about. Dameon Pierce, right. At least have it updated. Don't review teams if you don't have an updated system. If your system can't tell that Dameon Pierce is maybe a league winner around 6, then don't give grades, because it's really misleading to a lot of people that maybe don't know what's going on, and they come in and they look at it. It's like, Smitty, Dameon Pierce, I don't know what got into you. Dameon Pierce was like a steal in round 6. It wasn't even like a reach at all. So anyway, your team's phenomenal, bro. I love it. You're going to have a lot of trade options on the table for you as well. So good job.
Yep. Yeah, good call. Thanks, Smitty.
Yeah, good job. Later. Call in anytime. God, some of these teams are amazing. I got to get in more of these grandma leagues, because people are just absolutely killing it with these leagues. They're going in. I think he went into a nursing home. He probably, they probably even made him cookies while he stole all their entry fees. 9 grandmas and him. 9 grandmas and me. That's what I want my league to be called. 9 grandmas and me. Just drafting with 9 grandmas. Brian Robinson. What are you talking about, bro? Oh my God! How many calls are we having at once? You're live on the You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. What can I help you with? Okay. Good talk. Good talk. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Who am I talking to? Where are you calling from?
Yo, what's up, brother?
What's up, my man?
Calling from Phoenix, Arizona.
Attaboy. That's where your boy is right now. We're probably miles apart.
Yes, sir.
We're probably miles apart. Hey, yell outside real quick. Hey, can you hear this? You're in Phoenix. I'm in Phoenix. Take a lap. Take a lap. Can you hear that?
Yes,
no?
Sir.
All right. What can I do for you?
So, man, I got a quick question. I'm in a keeper league, So kind of a weird one, but I have the 7th pick this year, and I can go over some of the keepers with you, but pretty much I'm keeping Darren Waller this year myself. I'm just wondering who you think you would go with in the 7th.
You're keeping Can you tell me your other keeper options so I can either tell you you're correct or maybe guide you in a different way?
Well, my keeper options either were Matt Stafford or Darren Waller.
Darren Waller or who? Matthew Stafford?
Yeah.
Yeah, those
Some
aren't.
of the other keepers were like randoms like Von Jefferson and
Oof.
Michael Gallup, some like weird ones.
Yeah. I don't know, bro. I mean, Waller's an okay keeper. Are you keeping him at a certain round or no?
Yeah, so how the league is set up, you can keep anybody from the 4th round and up. So, like, you can't keep anybody from the 1st, 2nd, or 3rd round. We're going into year 5, so some people have had keepers, like Patrick Mahomes is a keeper, Josh Allen is a keeper, Lamar Jackson
that's
is a keeper,
that's a okay.
Herbert's a keeper. It's crazy.
All right, so hit me with your question. So what do you want me to tell you?
Who would you go with in the 7th pick? 'Cause pretty much all the mock drafts I've done, I'm landing on either Joe Mixon, Devontae Adams, or Diggs.
Joe Mixon, Devontae Adams, or Diggs. Hey, Riff, I'm probably going to go Adams and Diggs in that order. I don't put too much stock into the keeper value when you're at that high. Can you keep anybody in round 1? Or you can only keep somebody in round, like, would you say 4 or beyond?
Yeah, 4 and beyond.
Huh. Yeah, so if that doesn't matter who you take there, I would go Adams. Riff, I missed your super like. I don't know if you super thanked the video or you didn't drop a super chat that I can see, but can you re-ask your question and I will answer it. Maybe you super thanked the comment somewhere and I'll definitely get to that, but that's outside of the stream so I don't see it. So maybe let me know. What about Swift? What about Najee? What about Jamar Chase? What about Cooper Kupp? What about Justin Jefferson? Or Javonte? Are any of those guys available, bro?
So Justin Jefferson is a keeper, and Jamar Chase is a keeper, and Cooper Kupp.
What about Swift and Javonte?
Swift is actually available, and Javonte Williams, running back, Denver, yeah, he's available.
Okay, those are good options too. Especially when you're talking about
mock drafts I've done, I usually get Javonte Adams in the 2nd round or Fournette. So that's why I always ask, man, should I go double running back heavy or should I go Adams and then Fournette or Javonte?
I mean, if you think you can get Javonte in round 2, if you know your league, but he's going in the 2.1 to 2.4 range, you have a keeper league, so you're gonna have far less a chance of getting Javonte in the 2nd round at all if you're ripping Chase and JT and Jefferson and Kupp all from round 1. That's moving everybody up, and Javonte, in my opinion, is more likely than not going to be a tail end of the 1st round, area. He's going to be a 1st rounder probably, but I mean, you're doing mock drafts and are you entering keepers? Like how you do?
Yeah, I'm doing it on Sleeper, so it allows me to enter the last round, all the keepers, and then start a mock draft.
Okay, well, I don't think you're getting Javonte in the late 2nd or even mid-2nd round with all those keepers ripped off the board. I don't think so. I would take Swift or Javonte in a heartbeat. I don't mind Adams. You can go Adams as well. That's not a bad move.
Okay. I appreciate it. I actually wrote all 3 of those names down. So, looking forward to seeing what lies ahead.
Yep. Appreciate you, my man.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, man. I've been watching your videos. Keep it up, bro. You've been hard work, man. I love watching your videos. Definitely know what you're talking about. So, appreciate the hard work, man. Keep it up.
All right, bro. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's get to these super chats. Rate my team: Hurts, Swift, ETN, Lamb, AJ Brown, Fryermuth, Holly Brown, Singletary, Gabe Davis, Kenneth Walker, Pierce, B. Rob. Yeah, I mean it's a good team. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Hang tight for me, real quick.
No problem.
Great. So this is a good team. I would say, Hurt, Swift, ETN, Lamb, AJ Brown. Try and make that, like I always say, one move. I love that you got Pierce. That could be your difference maker, though. Kenneth Walker could be your difference maker. Unfortunately, B-Rob was going to be maybe your difference maker, but now. So I don't trade Swift. I don't trade ETN. I don't trade Lamb. I don't trade AJ Brown. I don't trade Hurts. You can't get the value you should get for them anyway, so you hang tight. You just got to wait for value to gain on your bench and be on top of that waiver wire like crazy. So great job with your squad there. What's up, my man? What can I help you with?
All right, Smitty, I got a trade proposal.
Okay.
So basically, I'm gonna be receiving Jamar Chase and Allen Robinson, and I'm gonna be trading away Alvin Kamara, Marquise Brown, and Drake London.
Let me write this down.
All right.
Read it off to me one more time.
Yeah. So I'm gonna get Jamar Chase and Allen Robinson, and remember that I have Joe Burrow, so I'm gonna stack them two.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna trade away Alvin Kamara, Marquise Brown, and Drake London.
And this is redraft?
No.
Dynasty?
No, this is just on ESPN PPR.
Okay, but it's not keeper or anything? Okay.
No, it's not.
Okay, so Jamar Chase, A-Rob, Kamara, London, Hollywood Brown. I would take this side, the Chase side, because when you think about it, A-Rob could easily be as good as either one of these guys. In fact, he probably is ranked higher than both these guys. I don't think London and redraft's that big of a guy to own, so I'm not excited about that. But I love the fact that you're trading a riskier Kamara out for Jamar Chase. I would take the Jamar Chase side in a heartbeat.
Oh.
Yeah. Jamar Chase by a mile. I can barely hear you, bro. It sounds like you're talking to the toilet. Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, I said I got TJ Hawkinson at tight end.
Okay.
What do you feel about TJ Hawkinson?
I mean, I like him, but I like guys like Knox and Goddard more this year. I mean, we'll see what happens, in the coming years. But Hawkinson's got a little bit of he's got to prove it to me before I'll put him above a Dawson Knox who could get 8 or 9 touchdowns and Goddard who could get 8 or 9 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm. For sure. All right. Well, thank you, Smitty.
All right, man. Appreciate you. Later. Mark, are you still here? Mark says, grade my 12-man team. Dak, JJ, Javonte. Did I already do this one? This is fantastic team. Pitts, Dylan. Love that squad, bro. Love that squad. That's fantastic. Dak, JJ, Lamb, Javonte. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Who am I talking to?
All right, man. Appreciate you. Thanks.
Hi,
Mark, are you still here?
Yeah, I mean, I can hear myself in the background a little clearer than I can hear you, but...
Yeah, let me pause it real fast. How are you doing?
Am I asking myself a question? What's going on here?
No, I was wondering if you could grade my team for me.
Yeah, hit me with it.
All right, so I got Justin Herbert at QB, Cooper Kupp, Jalen Waddle, Aaron Jones, Cam Akers, Travis Kelce, David Montgomery.
Monty and who? Kelsey, Monty.
I got Kelsey,
Akers,
Monty,
Akers. Okay, Akers.
Akers, yeah.
So, I mean, quarterback one. He could be number one quarterback. Could be the number one wide receiver. Number one tight end. I mean, you literally cornerstone potentially 3 spots. So I like that. I don't. Yeah. These are your vulnerable spots are Akers, Monty, and I kind of like Waddle. He's been banged up, but like I do like him a lot. But he's expendable. Yeah. Like, this is a guy I would trade if it helped me move into something safer. Monty,
yeah,
I would trade Monty or Akers, and I would try somehow getting into an ETN. Maybe you can get Breece Hall using Monty right now or Akers. He's very undervalued. I know there's risk involved. I'm not a moron. I understand what's going on, but I like the upside enough. And ETN, absolutely love ETN. Yeah. I would somehow try and get in that. Now, I don't know that I would trade Waddle and one of those guys for ETN, but I would I would potentially trade both these guys together for ETN, honestly. But maybe there's something else.
Akers and Waddle?
Monty and Akers for ETN. Waddle and Monty or Waddle and Akers should get you a little bit better running back.
Oh, okay.
Like Waddle and Monty or Waddle and Akers, you could maybe even go after Javonte. I don't know very many people that would do it myself, but I know all the people I know are Monty, believers. So
yeah. Well, what do you think about Rashard Bateman?
I like him, but I mean, I'm not going after him. I'm not attacking him. If he falls to me, he falls to me. But I don't love Bateman.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate you, man. Later, my man. Mark, is Mark still here? Mark, can you call in and we can talk about this team? I feel like I've neglected your super chat. I feel like Mark's never going to super chat again. I botched Mark's super chat. Mark, I appreciate you. Call in, Mark. Lone Sentinel, Smitty, better first round pick, Akers, Najee, or Cooper Kupp. He's trying to get a rise out of me. Come on, Lone Sentinel. Don't even put Akers even anywhere near. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Who am I talking to?
Hey, how's it going? It's Matt from Chicago.
What's up, Matty?
I was wondering, I just did a league, 2-person keeper league, or two keepers, 12 people. Wondering if you could rate my team.
Okay. Oh, I think I lost Matt. What's up? You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Who am I talking to?
Hey, it's Johnny Mathis. What's up, Smitty?
What's up, Johnny?
Okay, so I'm 7th pick, half PPR. I'm trying to decide between Jamar Chase, Derrick Henry, and Najee Harris. What do you think?
I go Jamar Chase if I'm at 7, but do you think you have a shot at getting Javonte in round 2?
Highly speculative. Yeah, is that what you would go with? I was thinking Mixon.
I mean, I don't mind Mixon, but you'd have Chase and Mixon at that point. I don't know if I like that.
Okay, so you would go Jamar Chase and then Javonte Williams.
I would go Javonte Williams over anybody in round 2. He's the best round 2 pick in fantasy football history.
Oh wow. Okay, I'll take you up on that.
I don't know if it's quantifiable or verifiable, but
No,
I feel like it sounded good.
We'll go with it.
I mean, if he's there, I'd punch it. But the problem with Jamar Chase at number 7 is maybe you don't have the running back you want in round 2. But I feel like Chubb's there.
James Conner, Aaron Jones, Swift.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Aaron Jones is okay there. That's kind of your emergency move. But you could go Najee. And then Tyreek Hill. Like, do you think Tyreek Hill or Debo fall to you in round 2? Because if you did, then I'd rather go Swift or Najee and have that certainty there. And then maybe, if you don't think running backs will fall, because it's all kind of relative and even up at the top. Like, Javonte in round 2 is a home run, even if you go running back in round 1. So you got to know that. Like, you might end up not loving your wide receivers. So it's tough. I mean, I don't know. It's tough. You got to know your own league. I don't know your league. And there's a real good shot you end up being thrilled either way. I just don't know which way is the best way with your league mates. But I've drafted Jamar Chase and Jefferson and gotten Swift in round 2 in a couple drafts. And I was like, what? So I had to take them. And then I ended up getting A.J. Brown in round 3. And then it all works out great. If you go Swift and Javonte, or Najee and Javonte, and you get A.J. Brown in round 3, you can literally probably walk straight to the bank.
I feel like you're talking me out of Jamar Chase. Should I stick with your first answer and go Chase?
I'm talking myself out of both, bro. You could go either way. You could go either where the wind blows one way.
Well,
I love
like Derrick Henry's kind of out of the picture, right?
If you love Henry, go Henry, but I'm not taking Henry at all. This guy is 920 plus carries in a 2.5 span of seasons. 2.5. To put that in perspective, and I know Christian McCaffrey does a lot of work catching the football, so I understand the difference, okay? But Christian McCaffrey has like 800 carries, or somewhere around 800 carries. It's like 780 carries or 800. We'll call it 800 just to be generous. I think it's like 800 carries to his name. Derrick Henry has 920 in just the last 2.5 years. He's been in the NFL a while. It's not like I'm talking about his career. The last 2.5 years, 920 carries. And they just traded away A.J. Brown. I like Malik Willis a lot, but he's going to run the ball a lot. So he's going to vulture.
Right.
And I do believe he grabs the job very soon, if not in week 1, the way he's playing. But Malik Willis isn't necessarily going to be the best thing for Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry, I just don't think he's going to have the volume he needs, or if he gets the volume he needs, he will be hurt. He will be injured. So I'm staying away from that. I think Najee's safer. I think Jamar Chase is the best option, of course, assuming Jefferson's off the board and you don't have that dilemma. Jamar Chase is probably the best option, the 14, 15, 16, 17 TD capable, if it's PPR. And Swift is a monster, bro. Like, there's so many options. Swift is a very, very safe, in my opinion, late second round or late first round pick. But it's all about that second round. What do you think? What do you think is most likely to be there for you? And then I'll give you my final answer.
My league tends to go running back heavy early on.
So the odds of Javonte being there are slim, you think?
I have 14th pick. I feel like, I don't know. I don't know how much research these guys do.
I'm gonna say
he'll be there.
I'm gonna say Jamar Chase then. Get Jamar Chase and Javonte. Go ahead and come back and get Burrow in round 6. And I don't know if you can see the screen right now. It'll be about a 10 to 15 second delay. But we're going to go ahead and press this button for the tripod. Walk away with the tripod.
The tripod, also likened to pyramids in ancient Egypt, are constructed using Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and Javonte Williams.
I mean, that's a home run strategy. It's my favorite strategy. So if I leave you with anything, my favorite strategy right now in fantasy football is Jamar Chase, Javonte Williams, Joe Burrow in round 6 or 7. So that should make you feel a little bit more like you know where I'm at. The question is, can you get Javonte? And if you can get Javonte, then yeah, I'm going Jamar Chase or Jefferson in the first round.
I'm going for it. All
right.
Thank you, Smitty.
Later, man.
Later.
You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Who am I talking to?
Hey, how you doing?
What's up? Who am I talking to?
Hey, this is Rich Mariani from California.
What's up, Rich?
And I had a question for Smitty or for you. Is this Smitty?
This is him.
Hey, buddy, how you doing? You helped me draft last year. Did well. I got a question for you.
Attaboy.
I'm supposed to. I hope you're doing well. I'm praying for Brian. By the way, good show today. 8 Dynasty League, Keeper League. Lots of quarterbacks go off the first and second round. Here's my available keepers. Kyler Murray, number 2. Jefferson is my number 3. A.J. is number 4. Jamar is my number 9. Potentials is Dylan at 14 or Pollard at 15. I have the third pick. Who do I keep? Do I keep A.J. instead of Kyler, or do I keep Kyler instead of A.J.?
Are there certain rounds attached to each of these players?
Yeah, Kyler was my number 3.
Okay. Hold on. Let me write it down because that's actually hard to retain all that. Okay, go ahead. Give me all the names.
It's okay. Kyler was my 3, but he'll be my number 2.
Okay.
Jefferson will be my number 3. AJ I have as a number 4.
A.J. Brown.
Jamar, what's that?
A.J. Brown, number 4.
Yeah. AJ Brown, you love him. Jamar is my number 9. Chase, part of the tripod.
Okay.
And I don't think Dylan or Pollard factor into the keepers. So it's basically Kyler Murray or A.J. Brown. Really, is the question, probably, eh?
And it's super flex.
Yeah, it's a dynasty keeper league. I think it's super flex. We get a guy on the waiver, or what do you call it? Flex. Yeah, super flex.
You can start two quarterbacks essentially, right?
2 QBs. Yeah,
okay,
yeah. You remember. You helped me draft last year.
As much as I love A.J. Brown, the clear 3 keepers are Jamar Chase, number 1 keeper, JJ, number 2 keeper, and Kyler, number 3 keeper. Or you could even say Kyler, number 2 keeper. Just because, I mean, quarterbacks, especially in a keeper draft, quarterbacks are going to be a hot commodity, and you need at least one.
Yeah.
Before you start going risky with your super flex. Like, you could go risky and go Trevor Lawrence, you could go Fields, you could go Davis Mills or whatever. If it's an optional 2 QB league, meaning it's super flex, you have a super flex position that could be a tight end, a wide receiver, a quarterback, whatever. It is advantageous to have a quarterback in your super flex spot. But this Kyler Murray it's a home run in the 3rd round. He's a first rounder. He's a first rounder in a super flex. Kyler Murray is a first rounder. You have a first rounder here, you have a first rounder here, you have a first rounder here.
Yeah, what I didn't like, Smitty, was I get a pick in the 1st round and then I don't get another pick until the 4th. So I didn't know if I should drop Kyler and take a gamble, try to pick up Burrow or try to pick up somebody else. But you'd keep Kyler as my number 2 and just get him on the way back, or get somebody else on the way back.
Well, I mean, think about it this way: you could potentially draft AJ. I'm not saying to. I'm just saying you could potentially draft AJ Brown back with that first rounder. So if you were to keep AJ Brown, what are you going to do? Draft Kyler back? You already got Kyler, so you know what I mean. You'll most likely get a better player than AJ Brown.
Yeah, I'm picking number 3. So I get the 3rd pick, and then I don't get a pick, and it's an 8-man league, so I don't get the pick until it comes back around to 4. So literally, it's going to go through 3 runs before I get a 2nd pick at 4.
Easy call, bro. Easy call. That's one of the easier calls of the night. Yeah,
that's why I call you, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you, my man.
That?
I appreciate you, Rich.
Yeah. So keep Kyler. Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. You rock, man. The show rocks. Praying for Brian, and love your show in the new format.
Thank you, man.
All right. Talk to you soon.
Later.
Bye-bye.
Okay, let me get to these super chats here. Riff dropped a $10. Rate my 12-man team. PPR double flex. Herbert. I'm going to turn the phone lines off briefly while I go through these super chats because these super chatters deserve my full and undivided attention. So that call is getting rejected. I'm sorry. I'll open the phone lines in a second. Rate my 12-man team. Double flex. PPR. Herbert, JT, Javonte, Judy, Deontay, Goddard, Connor, Carter, Rondell Moore, Sky Moore, Gage, Chark. Thoughts? Any trade suggestions? Riff, first of all, Riff, thank you for your super chat wad, young man. Appreciate you, good buddy. Dropping the super chat monster $10 holler. Herbert, JT, Javonte. I mean, you couldn't have a better trio there in Herbert, JT, and Javonte, in my opinion. That's amazing. I love Goddard. I would maybe trade Deontay and Connor for one big gun. You know, whether it's a big name wide receiver. I would trade Connor and any one of your bench wide receivers, you know, for like an AJ Brown. I'd be going after an AJ Brown somehow using Connor. And they've got very similar ADPs. Some people take Connor way too high. Some people take Connor in like the 2nd round, but 3rd round. AJ Brown's going in the 3rd round. So you might be able to get this done. Connor straight up for AJ Brown. But I mean, would I give up both of them for a Jamar Chase? Absolutely. Would I give up both of them for maybe a Tyreek Hill, Connor, and Deontay? I think I would. I think I'd go get another gun to put next to Javonte, JT, and Herbert. That would be an absolute home run. So, Riff, appreciate your super chat. Next super chat. Again, Mark, I hope I answered your question. I'm going to give Mark a little special extra attention here so Mark doesn't decide never to super chat again. Somehow he just got lost in the shuffle. I love this team. JJ, Lamb, Javonte, AJ, Dillon, Pitts. I try and trade Deontay. I try and trade Deontay and Dillon together. I try and trade Deontay, Gabe Davis, and Dillon. I feel like same advice I just gave. I'm going after an AJ Brown. I'm going after a Jamar Chase. I'm going after, you've already got Javonte, but I'm going after a Tyreek Hill. I'm going after a Deebo Samuel, and I'm using Deontay and AJ Dillon to potentially do that. Now, in your case, you probably got to go after an RB. Because you got Lamb, you got JJ, you got Javonte only. So your case, you probably have to go after an ETN. So Dylan and Deontay for ETN and somebody maybe. I would go after that. Some people might not. And you might be able to get rid of Deontay and Penny to get that done. I don't know. But I'd definitely go after ETN. I like Breece Hall. I would trade Deontay for Breece Hall in a heartbeat. If you could give up Penny and Deontay for Breece Hall, I would do that. Those are some of the options I would take. I love your team, though. Looks phenomenal. Pitts is a fantastic value for you, too. Zinski says, trade Mike Thomas for Schultz. You have Henry or Gabe Davis. You have Henry or Gabe Davis. Thomas for Schultz. I would take Dalton. I would take Dalton. I mean, Mike Thomas has some value. I get it, but I'd rather have the guy that I think is a lock in the 6th round. And honestly, I would question taking Mike Thomas in round 6. It would be like a 7 or an 8 kind of round thing. So I'd take Dalton. Drop Tony, Khalil Herbert, or Pacheco to add McKissick. Maybe Tony. I'm not super high on Tony. I'm not super high on the Giants' offense. I would probably take McKissick over Tony, but it would be close depending on your wide receiver depth. I don't drop Herbert. I don't drop Pacheco. Thank you for the super chat. Overcome says Lamb or Javonte. Give me Javonte, but of course situation could matter if you already had an RB and let's say you had Najee or something and you wanted to go balance, and I could understand, but I personally would rather have Javonte over Lamb. But that's me. They're very close. Their ADPs are right next to each other in my mind. Sometimes Javonte falls. Russian collusion. Appreciate these super chats. Russian with a holler. Attaboy. IG still hanging in there strong. We've been at like 20 to 40 people in and out the entire show. What's up, IG? I'm sorry I've ignored you. I forgot you were there. CMC a lock in the 2nd pick? No. He's not a lock on the 2nd pick. Those are good recommendations, Smitty. Thank you, Global. How many people we got in here? 326 in the live stream, 258, 259 thumbs up. Keep punching that thumb up button. We got 320 people in the building. As Henderson and Akers look to get healthy, rookie Kyron Williams appears to be the 3rd option right now. And it also looks like Henderson is closer to returning than Akers at the moment. I've heard mixed things on this collusion. I've heard Akers' injury is not considered serious, that Akers could come back. But here's the thing about Akers and why I tell you to run for the hills when it comes to Akers. You don't recover from these injuries very easily. In your Achilles, it's like a cord. If you reach back behind, everybody reach back gently behind their leg, right below your calf, but above your heel. You can feel it's like a cord. That is your Achilles tendon. When you snap that thing in half, you're never the same. You're never the same. Maybe basketball players like Kevin Durant can learn to play differently. They can explode off one leg differently. When you're a running back, you are forced to do certain things and movements that are out of your control. It's just a different position that doesn't exist in any other sport in terms of the explosiveness. You lose a little bit of a step, you're done as a running back. That's why a guy like Emmitt Smith looks so good all these years, comes to Arizona, loses a step, and he's never the same. That's why Adrian Peterson looks really tough and strong, but he can't play like he used to. Don't you wonder that? Like, Adrian Peterson looks really tough and strong, hard to take down. You're like, how is Adrian Peterson not breaking off more runs? You lose the step, and you're done. You're no longer the same player. He will not have his explosion for 2 years. This is Akers' first year back from a torn Achilles tendon. His first year back, not his second year. People get it confused. He tried to rush back 6 months after recovery. He is literally like 13 months recovered from his torn Achilles tendon. 13 months. This is his first year back. He will be very, very likely to get re-injured with some sort of leg injury, some sort of lower body injury is awaiting Cam Akers through compensation concerns. When you have an Achilles tendon like that, trying to get 100%, and there's no way his Achilles tendon is 100%. No way at all. Okay? Zero chance of it. He's going to be a lesser version of himself. And when you do that, when you play on that, you're putting yourself in a vulnerable position to compensate yourself into another injury. Cam Akers is a huge red flag. He was my number 1 or number 2 avoid player out of all 2021. And look what happened. The guy's an injury-prone player. You're asking an injury-prone player, one of the most injury-prone players in the NFL, in Cam Akers, who's already banged up again. He was banged up 3 or 4 different injuries during his rookie year, which is why he didn't even show what he had in the tank until the end of his rookie year, because he was injured the entire rookie year. He also has a style of play that invites injury like no other running back. Lowers his head, goes straight into defenders with his neck. During his return last year, he put a guy on a cart by lowering his head. The 2 guys collided. This guy doesn't protect himself. He's reckless with his body, and that's why Akers is a big avoid, is he's proving his recklessness for his own body while he rushes back. So stay away from him. Kyren Williams is a guy to monitor for sure. And he had a broken foot, so he's not even healthy. I don't know what's going on in that situation. Collusion, I appreciate your super chat. And I think I'm all caught up on the super chats at this juncture. And we're going to open the phone lines back. Oh, no, we got another one here. What are you buying B-Rob and Dynasty for right now? That's a tough one, Just Sherman. We don't really know what the extent is. You're running a huge risk buying him at all. You have to give me examples, and I can either Smitty approve them or not approve them. Drop Tony for George Pickens. Absolutely take George Pickens over Tony in redraft, and especially Dynasty. But even in redraft, I would make that move for sure. Thank you, Overcome. Thank you, Russian Collusion. Terry says drop Tony for Khalil. Already got to that one. Good question. I think we're all caught up on super chats. Ask away. If you guys got more super chats, they supersede anything else we're doing or talking. And I'm going to make it more of a priority, even if I'm on a phone call, to answer a super chat in a timely fashion. So, who was it? Gordon? Appreciate you. Dial into the phone line right now. Let's go.
Call into the show. Dial 602 in
Yeah, this Brian Robinson situation is a tough one. We just don't know the extent of the injury. I'm going to keep refreshing different feeds and chats that I have with people to try and see if I can get any information. More on Commanders rookie Robbins. Stable condition after being shot multiple times in a robbery attempt. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Who am I talking to?
You're talking to Pharrell from Pennsylvania.
Pharrell? What's up, Pharrell?
How you doing, buddy?
I'm pretty good, man.
Just calling. Good. Just calling to see your thoughts on some 2 QB. Well, it's a super flex 12-man league. If you had any advice.
Super flex. Super flex league. You know your pick?
My pick was number 9. I ended up getting Justin Jefferson.
Okay. So you want advice on what to do with your team that already exists, or are you in the middle of a draft?
Yeah. Well, both. Because I already drafted, but I just wanted to see if your strategy was somewhat similar to mine.
Okay, go ahead and give me your team. I'll write it down on the board here.
All right. My quarterback is Justin Herbert and Jalen Hurts.
Herbert and Hurts?
Yeah, Herbert and Hurts.
Okay.
Elijah Mitchell, Chase Edmonds, Justin Jefferson, T. Higgins, Dalton Schultz, Cortland Sutton, Damian Pierce. He's my bench. Elijah Moore on the bench. Ramondre on the bench. Stevenson. James Robinson. Naheem Hines.
Can I ask you? Let me ask you a question. Do you really? And I'm not trying to go at you or make you feel silly or anything, but do you really think Edmonds is better than Damian Pierce?
At this juncture, it's by the eye, no.
Yeah, because
for volume and just for the first week, I don't know if I want to play it safe or go for the home run.
Look, I again, you own both these guys, so I don't want you to take this the wrong way. But this is your running back too. Pierce is your running back too. Edmonds is your bench guy. Could I be wrong? Would I feel bad? Yeah, I would. If he comes out and has like 3 TDs in week one, I'd be feeling pretty bad. That's probably all I'd be thinking about is you. Every once in a while that happens. Somebody says, "Hey, Smitty, should I start Cortland Sutton or Jerry Jeudy?" Very, very arguable, right? And then I say, "I'll go Jeudy," and Sutton has 5 TDs. Like, you know, and then all I think about, I'm sitting there eating with Miss Smitty. We're eating dinner. I'm eating dinner with Miss Smitty, and all I'm thinking about is, gosh, dang it, man! I told this guy Jeudy instead of Cortland Sutton, and it's eating me up. You know, that's because I care about you guys.
No, but and that's the thing, because you've seen what Russell Wilson did with 2 receivers. He could turn Jerry Jeudy into Tyler Lockett any day.
Yeah, but back on point here. Back on point. Pierce is your number 2 running back, bro. This guy's top 10.
Pierce is my number
top
2.
10 running back potential.
Right.
This guy, you don't really know what he's going to provide you. So this is your bench guy. Or you could.
I'm so glad I got him.
Yeah. I mean.
All right. Well, I'll think about starting him after he goes off. I'll probably put him in. We'll see.
Yeah, and you know what? Pierce might even be your RB1, bro, because we don't even know if Mitchell's going to be healthy. I'd make sure you got Ty Davis Price and probably, I don't know what your bench looks like, but I'd probably go after
Wilson.
Jordan Mason too.
But Jeff Wilson looks like he was the clear backup.
I mean, it's confusing. It is. It's not clear. That's why it's a little bit, risky to own Mitchell right now. But I think Pierce is your best running back. I think Pierce is your running back 1, bro. To be honest.
All right, I hope this young kid really shows out.
Yeah, I mean, I like your team. I don't think you can make any moves. The only thing I'd even consider doing, is maybe trading. Like, if you could trade Herbert for Burrow and get like a whole nother upgrade somewhere, like turn Edmonds into like ETN. Give me Burrow and ETN over.
I need an RB1. Right, like I'm trying to get Alvin Kamara.
So what quarterback does the ETN owner have?
I can check real quick.
Yeah, and while you check, I'm going to answer the super chat from Unite. Unite, you sent me a super chat earlier. Okay, let me go look for it. I'm sorry, bro. Sometimes they pop in and I don't see them.
Right, the ETN guy has Trey Lance and Marcus Mariota.
Yeah, that sucks. Who does what running backs and what running backs does the Burrow owner have?
The running backs at the Burrow. Hold on one second.
Carr, Javonte, Etienne, JJ, DJ Moore, Kelsey, Sutton, Bateman, Pierce.
They have, the Burrow owner has Jay Taylor and Kareem Hunt.
Yeah, but you're not going to get.
I don't want any of those. I'm not going to get Jay Taylor. No one's giving him up.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Your team's good. I don't know that you need to make a move. I was just saying the only thing I would consider would be trying to get into Burrow. Using. Let me get back to the board here. Using one of these guys, and then get my ideal idea was to get Herbert and Edmonds for Burrow, which is a downgrade to people, and then you get yourself like an ETN. But I don't know. I think
I just don't know if I could go Herbert over Joe Burrow just because Justin Herbert has that rushing upside.
Yeah, but if you're getting ETN over Edmonds, I would do it in a heartbeat. But why don't you try and trade these two for ETN? Trade Edmonds and Sutton together for ETN.
You would Edmonds and Sutton for ETN and just see how that goes.
I mean, I would punch that.
All right, well, I appreciate the feedback.
All right, later, man. Appreciate you.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, I'd hit that all day long. Sutton and Edmonds for ETN, of course. So Unite says Carr, Javonte, ETN, JJ, DJ Moore, Kelsey, phenomenal team. Pierce, yeah, I liked it. Javonte, ETN, and Pierce are phenomenal running backs. I would try and DJ Moore, JJ. I would try and trade Sutton on the high. I'd try and trade Melvin Gordon. I know you got Javonte, so you kind of want to keep him, but I would try and trade Sutton and try and get into a little bit of a quarterback upgrade. Sutton and Carr for Burrow is what I'd try. Something along those lines. Sutton and Carr for Jalen Hurts. That's what I would do, Unite. I'm sorry about the wait on that. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Who am I talking to, and where are you calling from?
Yes, Smitty, this is Steven from Central Florida. How are you this evening?
I'm pretty good, Steven. We got 344 eyeballs in here, 280 likes, and at least Brian Robinson's not fighting for his life tonight after this travesty. So pretty decent moment, I guess, in time.
Thank God for that. Thank God for that, and I'm praying for him to get recovered. It's terrible.
Yeah.
I just recently drafted. I have my team here. Thought maybe you could write them down and then just talk about the weaknesses and where you'd possibly make some changes.
Okay.
It's a 10-team half PPR.
All right, I got my board ready.
Okay, quarterback is Justin Herbert.
Okay.
My running backs are Austin Eckler, Javonte Williams, Aaron Jones, Damian Pierce, Chase Edmonds, and Melvin Gordon.
Okay.
Wide receivers, Brandon Cooks, Deontay Johnson, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Marquez Valdez-Scantling,
okay,
Sky Moore, and Romeo Dobbs. And my tight end is Albert O. And I will hang up and I will just listen to you on the computer. And
okay.
Or
I mean,
you can hang. You have to say about
you
it.
can hang here for a second. So, I love Herbert. I love Eckler. I love Javonte. I don't think I'm touching that. Aaron Jones is a guy I would look to potentially move because I think you can throw Pierce right into your lineup spot right here. I want you starting Pierce, and unfortunately, you can't start Pierce, right? You can only start Aaron Jones as your flex. Is that correct?
Correct, yes. It's 2 wide receivers and 1 flex.
Yeah, and the fact that I like St. Brown actually more than both of these guys, your Cooks and Deontay, I actually like St. Brown more. I'm trading one of these guys with Aaron Jones to get a bigger monster right here or here. So whether it's Tyreek Hill, well, Aaron Jones and Tyreek Hill have very similar value. You could do that straight up potentially, but you might be able to get like a Jamar Chase. Maybe you might be able to get a Diggs or potentially a Debo using Aaron Jones and Deontay, which is a pretty attractive package. Like you could overpay a little bit and you could afford to. So let's say you traded Deontay Johnson or Cooks with Aaron Jones and you got you might even be able to get Swift. So let's do 2 different things. Aaron Jones and Cooks, okay? So we're going to put St. Brown here. This doesn't really solve your problem of being able to start Pierce, but you could get Swift potentially with Aaron Jones and Cooks. So you got Swift there. Now you got 3 top 5 running backs potentially there and another trade piece right here in Pierce. But let's say you want to throw Pierce in your lineup and you want to put St. Brown into your lineup. So we got Deontay potentially even on the bench, or another potential trade option for you. So let's trade Cooks and Aaron Jones for, let's call it Diggs. Okay, now you got Diggs and St. Brown. You got Pierce in your lineup, and you got Deontay Johnson as potential trade bait with Edmonds. Like you could maybe trade these 2 together for something, Deontay and Edmonds. But I'm going after a Diggs or a Jamar Chase or Devontae Adams using your Cooks or Deontay with Aaron Jones. That's what I would do.
Okay.
I like Aaron Jones.
It was wild because I couldn't pass Aaron Jones up somehow or another. There was a big run on wide receivers, and I picked him up in the 3rd round. So I wound up starting with 3 running backs. But I'm like, look, if they're gonna give him to me, and I was at the 6th spot, I had to take him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But no, that's a good idea, and I'll see about piecing that together and maybe trying to work out a trade. I appreciate it. So many thanks.
Yeah, appreciate you.
All right, man. All right.
Later. Let's see if I got any other super chats that need addressing. Unite, appreciate your super chat. Anybody have any others, send them on over. I'll get to them right away. I apologize for not seeing some of those, and I will get to them right away. Any super chats will be handled immediately going forward, and if I don't see it, yell at me, and I will take care of it immediately. They will not go unanswered. I'm trying to post this real quick on this Brian Robinson on Instagram, and then I am good to go. Let's see. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. What can I help you with?
Hey,
What's up? Who's this?
I've got a lineup I need some help with. I need
Okay.
to start trading something to get to it.
Okay, let's go. Let's do it.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Here we go. Let me pull up the. Yep, yes, sir. And
Hit me with it.
We got Justin Jefferson, the wide receiver with Sutton. Running backs, I got Barkley, Fournette, Connor. And then I got Dallas as the tight end. And then on the bench, I got Michael Thomas. I got J.K. Dobbins and Pierce. And then another wide receiver is Mooney. And then the weakness is Marcus Mariota.
Oh, my God. Marcus Mariota is your quarterback?
Yes, sir.
How did that happen, bro?
That's late and he's all gone.
Did you fall asleep and hit your head and then wake up and...
Yeah. I mean, there's some. No, like I say, I got Carr that's sitting out there. Would you think Carr would be better? And then Winston.
Yes, grab Carr in a millisecond, bro, over Mariota. Mariota might not even have the starting job after week 1 or even walking into week 1. That is one of the biggest no-brainer moves you could make right now. Plain and simple. Like you need to leave, pick up Carr, and come back. You know?
All right, he's on there. All right, that's done.
Jeez.
That's taken care of.
Oh, that was disaster.
Done as we speak.
That was a disaster waiting to happen, my man.
All right, that's what I had to say. Going out there on a leap, I just need a little backup on that.
Yeah, so now...
as far as wide receivers, Jerry Jeudy is over top of Sutton.
Judy's on waivers?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
I just have
Well,
Justin Jefferson. I feel like I'm pretty strong at the running back.
Well, bro, Carr was available, so I mean, you can't blame me for being curious if Judy was on waivers.
No, absolutely.
Can you do me a favor? Can you do me a favor and read off the top 5 wide receivers available in your league and the top 5 running backs? And the top 5 quarterbacks. I need to know what's going on your waiver wire, because Carr shouldn't have been sitting on waivers.
Top 5 is Tooney, Moore, Burks, and Galladay.
What more?
Sky Moore.
Oh, okay. And top 5 running backs available.
Top 5 running backs. We have Jones, Williams,
Jones
Edwards,
who? Wait, hold on. Jones who? Williams who? Like read them off.
Jamal Williams.
Okay.
And then you have Ronald Jones.
Yeah, that's garbage. So how was Carr sitting there?
At quarterback?
Yeah.
Nobody picked him up.
That's weird, bro. Okay. So if I'm you, my advice to you here is this, and I got to jump to the next caller. I would say you've got this guy Pierce that needs to be in your lineup. Okay? So you got to find a way to
Over
trade.
Connor?
Huh?
Over Connor?
Well, I'm just saying he needs to be in your lineup. We need to figure out how you can make a trade to get him in your lineup. So you can trade.
I got you.
You can trade MT and Dobbins for one player. I would attack guys like ETN. I would attack guys like Debo. I would attack a player like AJ Brown. These are all players that I would try and get using the Dobbins and MT, because I don't love. I wouldn't mind Sutton as your third wide receiver, but I don't love Sutton as your second wide receiver. I don't love Fournette as your running back too, personally. That's just me. A lot of people like Barkley. A lot of people like Fournette. I think some people won't have a problem with this, but I'm trying to upgrade Fournette all day long. I'm trying to get this into Javonte. So would I trade Fournette and Dobbins for Javonte? Absolutely. Would I trade Fournette and MT for Javonte? Absolutely. Would I do the same thing for Swift? Absolutely. Try and trade Fournette and one of your bench guys like MT or Dobbins or Mooney to get either Swift or Javonte or Diggs or a Devontae Adams or any guy that's going to be drafted like in the top 14 overall. That's what I would do. I'll leave you with that.
Okay. Then use Sutton as a flex.
Well,
you're going to move in Pierce.
Yeah, Pierce is your flex, and you know you have other trade bait, but you got a lot of. The problem is your bench is pretty darn good, and your lineup. It looks like your lineup maybe suffered a little bit because of the bench or something. Like it was an auction, and you like spent evenly across the board or something. Was this an auction?
What's that?
Was this an auction draft?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it looks like.
Also, sitting there's Hopkins too, sitting on the bench.
So I feel like you bought Jefferson high, and then you bought Barkley, and then Fournette, and then you just kind of like everybody, your starters and your bench were all like similar price people. So what I'm saying is you should have in the draft, in hindsight, you should have stocked up a little bit more on the starters and went cheaper on the bench guys. But you have a lot of trade bait. I just don't know if you're going to be able to pull it off. But I would definitely trade. MT or Dobbins with Fournette to get an upgraded player, a top 14, top 15 overall player.
I appreciate it.
All right, man.
I appreciate it, man.
All right.
And then I got Robinson too. So.
All right. What'd you say your name was?
Took a long shot. I got 2 shots.
What'd you say your name was?
Mayo, Chuck Mayo.
Chuck, appreciate you, Chuck. Call back anytime.
All right, thanks, Minnie.
Yeah. All right, it's the Chuck. The Chuck. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Who am I talking to? Whoa.
Hey, how you doing, Schmitty? This is Brian from California.
What's up, Brian? What can I help you with?
Hey, Schmitty, a little fantasy advice here. To tell you about my league. It's a redraft, 14 teams, full PPR, standard scoring. I had my draft on Sunday. I went heavy receiver, tight end, QB, very light running back. So, but I really love like 5 of my guys. I think are like almost like a moon team. But I want to tell you the team, and then maybe you can help me out and give me a little advice on how to maybe upgrade a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, if you're ready, let me go ahead and read it out to you real quick here. Okay, so quarterback, I got Jalen Hurts. Okay. And wide receiver, I got Justin Jefferson, Tyreek Hill. Tight end, Andrews. And my flex is Gabriel Davis. Okay. Okay. My starting running backs, I said light. You're gonna understand, but it's a 14-team league, so everybody's just flying off the boards. So I got Damian Harris, and then I have right now at my RB2, I'm running like a discount caller. I'm running James Cook. James Cook is my RB2. Now here's my bench. Okay. I got Drake London.
Okay.
I got Brian Robinson. I've been praying for him. Hope he gets well. I got Rashad White, and I got Isaiah Pacheco. I got Noah Fant, Tolbert, Wentz. That's my whole bench right there. But
okay.
So, anyways, yeah. So I saw this guy. One of the guys that I'm going against. He has St. Brown as his wide receiver too, and he also has Pierce. Who you're talking a lot about on his bench right now.
Okay.
And so I was thinking about maybe trading Gabe Davis and trading James Cook for St. Brown and Pierce.
Yes.
I don't know what he would think about it. Do you like that trade?
I love that trade. I love that. Give me Damian Pierce and St. Brown over Davis and Cook, and I like both those players better. I like St. Brown more than I like Davis, and I like Dameon Pierce more than I like Cook.
And it could be enticing as far as Gabe Davis because he's a guy that's shown that he can go off. Like that one playoff game, 4 touchdowns to over 200 yards. He's in the number 1 passing offense. I mean, so that's why I was kind of going back and forth on that. He's going to be the wide receiver 2 and the number 1 passing offense last year. The Buffalo Bills and James Cook has a lot of upside too.
Yeah, that's a trade. That's definitely a trade to make. This is rough right here, Damian Harris. That's Damian Harris, right? Not Najee. You're talking about Damian.
Yeah, Damian Harris. Yeah, and I will say this, Schmitty, though. Last year I went Devontae Adams with my first pick, and then I went 3 straight running backs. I had Gibby, I had Carson, and then I had who was it? Darrell Henderson.
So
and be honest with you, I had Damian Harris last year. I got him in later rounds, and he was out of all those guys. He ended up being my most consistent running back, and I actually won my league too.
Yeah. So where I think you may have gone wrong is Andrews. Like this is what I tell people. Like I understand everybody thinks that the tight end is some amazing position to dominate everybody at, but you know what's better than drafting an Andrews or a top 3 tight end? Drafting a 7th or 8th tight end that ends up being top 2 or 3 or 4. Like that's what you needed to do, because now you put yourself in a position where you could have filled that spot, with the Knox or Freiermuth or Goddard especially, and had the stack of Hurts and Goddard.
Right.
And then you would have had, instead of this, you could have had a ETN at least, or a potential, Javonte.
Yeah.
So what I would do, I would do exactly what you said you were going to do. Try and get Dameon Pierce and St. Brown. But I would try and trade Andrews. What tight ends are on waivers?
I'll go to it right now.
I would trade
tight ends. Here's the tight ends. The best tight end available is Tanyan from Green Bay.
That's
it.
He's not even available because he's not healthy. So I would say
it's questionable.
Go to the Knox owner, go to the Goddard owner, go to the Freiermuth owner. Try and see if you can get I'm not talking about small, man. You go and dilute this into a lesser tight end and then a garbage similar, running back. You're not doing good things. I would go to the Freiermuth, the Knox. You can, and not to try to upsell, even though this is my show, but you could go to thefantasyfootballshow.com if you don't have my content already. You can order the text line, and you can actually text me when you have this stuff. You can say, hey, what do you think of this trade? What do you think of this trade? I got a text line just for this exact thing. But trade Andrews for a Knox, trade Andrews for a Freiermuth, trade Andrews for a Goddard, and try and upgrade massively. I'm talking like, a legit running back 1. That's what I would try and do. If you can get rid of Andrews, I don't know that you can. Would I trade JJ away to get like maybe in the lowest I want to go would be like a Debo and then something huge, but I don't know if anybody's going to do that. I would try and break this apart if you can, but definitely do that move. You had a good suggestion. I would do that move.
Yeah, I like that. I appreciate you, giving me some feedback. I did get a trade that just came through a few minutes ago.
Ooh, off the wire.
The guy's asking he said, hey, trade Mark Andrews, Tyreek Hill for Deontay Johnson and Javonte Williams. That's what obviously, I would think he would get the best of that trade, but I don't really don't want to give up Tyreek Hill.
He wants what? He wants what now?
He's offering me Deontay Johnson and Javonte Williams for Mark Andrews and Tyreek Hill. What do you think? You still there?
Yeah. I'm thinking on it. Okay, so Deontay and Javonte for Hill and Andrews.
Yeah.
Who does he have a better wide receiver than Deontay?
Does he have a better receiver than Deontay? Let me see who his first receiver is. Hold on, I'll tell you real quick. See who he's got here. Okay, his first receiver is, that's his best receiver. His receivers go Deontay Johnson, St. Brown, and he's got Renfro as his flex.
Can you get St. Brown as well?
Right. Now he's not offering that, but that would be something to think about. Definitely, I guess if you got St. Brown in.
I mean, the thing is, I don't like. I mean, first
I
of
don't
all,
like that. I think that trade's in his favor for sure.
I mean, first of all, what are you going to do?
It's going to help.
What are you going to do at tight end? I think you need to make a move. What does he have any backup tight ends? Or who's his tight end? Can he give you his tight end?
Backup, you mean my backup tight end?
Well,
my backup tight end's fat, man. It's not all that. No
who does
fat.
Who does he have at tight end?
Look here. His tight end's he's only got Hurst. He's got Hurst as a starter, and he don't have a backup tight end. He does not have a backup tight end. Yeah.
Yeah. The problem is it depends on what you think of Deontay. I don't like Deontay, yeah. So I want a different player. Like, I guess I'd ask the chat: would you rather have St. Brown?
I had Deontay last year, and Adams. Like I said, I won my league. Deontay Johnson really kind of went off last year, but it's crazy this year. You don't know what's going to happen with the quarterback change. But that first trade offer, though, I think that we were talking about, where I'm going to offer Gabe Davis and James Cook for St. Brown and Pierce. To me, I think that would be a heck of a come up right there. What do you think?
Well, I want to know what the chat. I want to know if the chat thinks that St. Brown and Javonte is better than Hill and Andrews.
On his offer, his offer.
Yeah, like personally, this is what I would want. I would want Deontay, St. Brown, and Javonte.
That's so you want to just throw in 3 for 2, get a 3 for 2
and this is not a dynasty league, right?
No, it's a redraft. Yeah.
Throw in London.
So maybe get. What's that?
Tell him
if Drake London on my bench. Yeah.
Tell him if you throw in London for St. Brown, you'll do it.
So a 3 for 3.
Yeah. And if he's itching to do it, that's not going to be that big of a request for him. It may or may not be. But I would throw in, if you can throw in St. Brown for London, I would do it. But past that, you just can't trade Deontay. I just don't like Deontay enough. I don't like Deontay enough.
Nah. Yeah, I agree, man. I mean, I think I don't like that one either, man. So, all right, well, I appreciate it, man. I'm going to kind of think it over and see what I can do. Maybe I can, like I said, maybe I can end up getting Pierce, and St. Brown for Gabe Davis and Cook. And we'll see if that works. If not, maybe I'll have to keep negotiating.
Yeah, Towman had a suggestion about maybe getting Likely off the waivers and just keep him on your bench in case, that would be bittersweet for it would be amazing for you, but it would be pretty crazy to have Andrews go down. I'm not wishing injury upon anybody, but if Andrews went down and you had Likely, and Likely he's the backup in Baltimore and he looks fantastic, this rookie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and if you ended up having the starter in Baltimore at tight end anyway, but Likely looks great. You might want to grab Likely with your last bench spot and just. But I would say throw in St. Brown for London. I would do it because you're thin enough here. You got to make a move. You still have to trade Gabe Davis and like something to try and move around some. But I love the idea you getting Javonte into your lineup there, but yeah, I would still then after that shop Gabe Davis, but it's good stuff, man.
Hey man, I appreciate it. Okay, we'll see what we can get done, man.
And consider ordering that text line because if you end up getting countered or something, you can hit me up and we'll go over it. But I appreciate you, man. Later.
Okay, you take care, man.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
That was a tough one. I could tell the chat was very back and forth on that one. The chat wasn't having it one way or the other. You guys were kind of back and forth on that one. Glad I just drafted him today, Cody said. Talking about Brian Robinson. Yeah, that's a shame, bro. I still don't like that, but hey, you're talking about the trade. I mean, Robert, he's in a bad spot. I mean, look, what's he going to do with? You can't win with this team that he has there at the running back position. JJ, Hill, and Andrews and Hurts are very good, but he is struggling there. So I think that it's a potential solid move for him to move Hill and Andrews for Javonte, St. Brown, and Deontay. I think that'd be a pretty good move for his team and this build. So, it's not a great way to go. Breece Hall has looked horrible this preseason, says Parker. Keep spreading that word. Alex with a super chat. Alex, you still here? Alex, super chat. 12-team PPR. Start 3 wide receivers and 2 flex. What would you trade? Allen? What would you trade? Allen, Cook. So you got Dalvin Cook, Aaron Jones, Josh Allen, Breece Hall, Sanders, Kirk, Mooney, Waddle, Tony, Rondell Moore, Tolbert, and Hawkinson. It's a good squad, but I probably would potentially shop Mooney and I like Waddle. I like Mooney. That's not bad. I mean, you got decent wide receivers considering, but you could always roll the dice and trade Aaron Jones and try and get into like a Diggs or a Devontae Adams. And if you've got to give up a little bit more to do it, like a Kirk or a Mooney could be so underrated though. Mooney and Waddle might be actually pretty darn good for you. I mean, I like the Diggs stack. Maybe you go after Diggs somehow could you use Breece Hall and Mooney to get Diggs? Could you use Aaron Jones and Kirk? Aaron Jones and maybe Mooney to get Diggs and somebody? I'd probably look around at that. St. Brown. David, back to his negative self. St. Brown over Cooks is another moronic take. David, you're this close already. You just walked in the door. You're this close, bro. This close. Keep it up. Keep it up, bro. I don't understand. On the phone, he was so nice. David was so nice on the phone when he called in. We had such a good conversation. Now he's already back in here calling people's takes moronic. Come on, David. Everybody's got different opinions, David. It's okay to think differently. Just got out of a movie to watch Top Gun was amazing, rock out. Absolutely amazing. Smitty, can you rank the first rounds 1 through 10? Can you rank your first round 1 through 10? I don't know, bro. I mean, JT I could go 100 different ways. And I think we're at the end of the show anyway. Your boy Smitty's wearing down. We've been live for 2 hours and 12 minutes. Gotta go. I've posted. What is David saying now? David says, "Gotta go. I've lost too many IQ points." David, unbelievable. David's negativity is unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Blake with a $10 holler. Blake with a $10 holler. I appreciate you, buddy boy. Let's drop this super chat on screen and answer Blake's question. Blake says, QBs are Brady, Lance, running backs Eckler, Fournette, Hall, Gibby, Madison. Wide receivers are Lamb, A.J. Brown, Ayuk, D-Hop, Waller. That's a good team. It's a good team. Lamb, A.J. Brown, Breece Hall, Eckler, Brady, Lance, 2 QB league, right? Or is this a one? Is this a one? Let's see. Thoughts on my team, possible moves. I'm not sure if this is a super flex or not. Sometimes people have Lance as a backup and it's hard to know. But I would try and trade Fournette. I like Hall. And Gibby's actually got nice value for you right now. He just had an uptick in value. I kind of think Fournette's expendable. You go Hall and Gibby with your running back 2. You trade Fournette and maybe an Ayuk or Fournette and maybe... I mean, you could always explore trading Gibby. It's a 1 QB league. Okay. Ayuk, Fournette. Maybe you got to trade straight up 1-for-1. Trade. I would say AJ Brown, Fournette for AJ Brown. You already got AJ Brown, but that's the kind of player I'm maybe attacking. Fournette for somebody. Fournette for a player. That's probably what I would do. Where do you think Gibson will be ranked? I think he climbs back into the 5-6 round range very, very rapidly. At least round 6. Very rapidly. It's a great question. This is a tough one. I'd explore Waller. I'd explore trading Waller for like a Dawson Knox or a Freiermuth. Go to the Freiermuth, Dawson Knox, and Goddard owner. Try and trade Waller with Fournette to upgrade the running back slightly or a wide receiver, because you could technically trade Fournette away and get a wide receiver. So Waller, downgrade Waller into Goddard, Knox, or Freiermuth, and try and upgrade Fournette into either a running back or a wide receiver. That's the move I would try and attack, Blake. That would be a great move. That would be a fantastic move. Thank you for the super chat, Blake. Thank you, Rock Out, for the super chat. Thank you all for the super chat. I think that's going to do it. Your boy Smitty's been live for well over 2 hours. You can find me Monday through Friday. I'm live at 7 p.m. Eastern every single Monday through Friday, and whenever news breaks, which is why I've been live for over 2 hours talking about this Brian Robinson situation. Prayers up to Brian Robinson. We got another super chat from Caspo. Caspo with a $10 holler. Appreciate you, Caspo. Caspo says, thoughts on the team, half PPR, 12-man, Javonte, Saquon, Dillon, Kenneth Walker, Brian Robinson. Prayers up to Robinson, Henderson, JJ, Mike Williams, Waddle, QB Hurts. Very, very good team. Very, very, very good team. Javonte, Saquon, Dillon, Walker, JJ, Mike Williams, Hurts. Yeah. I mean, try and baby bump upgrade Saquon just a tiny, tiny bit. Go get a Javonte. Go get a Swift. That's the only thing I'd be looking to do. Just give Saquon a baby bump up to Swift or Javonte. That's how I'm rolling. You know, Mike Williams into what, Tyreek Hill maybe, just using something on the bench maybe. I don't know. That's kind of where I'd go. What could you trade though? I mean, your 3 wide receivers are really good. Saquon and Dillon for an upgrade on Saquon. I go after Swift, bro. I go after Swift. That's what I would do. Swift or Javonte. You got Javonte. Didn't I just read it off? Oh, Javonte. Oh, yeah, Javonte, Saquon. Sorry. Yeah, Swift. Turn Saquon into Swift. My bad. My brain's fried, bro. I've been live for an hour and 30 minutes now talking about this topic. I'm sorry. My brain is completely fried. Find all my socials right here, The Fantasy Football Show. Don't forget to follow my Dynasty YouTube channel. Subscribe. YouTube.com/Dynasty Fantasy Football. And of course, you're watching YouTube.com/The Fantasy Football Show. If you're new, we've got a lot of new faces in here today. Please subscribe on your way out the door. And again, I'm live Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern. Caspo, appreciate your super chat. If we super chat $1, we extend the show 1 minute, Howard. We do, it's not $1, but it's a $4.99 super chat extends the show. Yes, sir. But we out of here. Appreciate you all. See you all. I'm going to drop a waiver wire video, and now Brian Robinson's changed the whole game because he was literally like the top. He wasn't on waivers in a lot of leagues, but he wasn't enough that he was the guy, the conversation piece at the top of the waiver wire show. So we got to redo the whole thing. Prayers up to Brian Robinson. Let's check the news one more time before we bail out of here, just to see if we've got any updated information on Brian Robinson's condition. It looks like Brian Robinson was shot multiple times in the apparent carjacking. Let's see here. This is from the Washington Commanders. Let me put this up on screen right now. The Washington Commanders releasing this information just recently. This is the most up-to-date information that we have, I guess. We've been made aware that Brian Robinson was the victim of an attempted armed robbery or carjacking in Washington, D.C. He sustained non-life-threatening injuries and is currently being treated at the hospital where team officials are on site with him. We ask that you please respect Brian's privacy at this time. It'd be easy to read into that, but we just don't know. We don't know what the injuries were. Was he shot in the knee? Was he shot in the foot? Was he shot, in the thigh? We don't know. We don't know. Was he grazed? Were some of the injuries like a graze shooting? Maybe they're flesh wounds. We don't really know. We'll have to wait and see. I don't have an update at all on where he was exactly shot. There are a lot of people speculating, but we don't have any concrete information to suggest we know where he was shot. Robert, appreciate you. All right, guys. Peace out.
The tripod, also likened to pyramids in ancient Egypt, are constructed using Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and Javonte Williams.
People are getting burrowed left and right, and people are going to remember it.
Get burrowed.